those watching, welcome to the Burning Winds. It's the second session.
Woo!
We're in a town. There's a thing. There's a place. There's been animals. There's been giant animals. There's been bullets. There's been new people. There's been really old people and really old robots too. But I'm going to leave that over to somebody who has been around for a very long time. I'm going to bring this one over to Anders.
What?
Oh, you know, got to talk about like stuff.
God, yesterday was a fucking blur. I remember running and a scorpion, and then I got knocked out for a while, and then I got brought back to Half-Life by these two weird dudes from the NCR, and we fought the scorpion, and we fought some ants, and we made it to Withervale, and we met these two guys whose names I don't remember. I think Braun and... I don't know. But they told us about this group. I think they were the Laser Wolves or something. Something dumb sounding. And they want us to do some recon. I'm up for it. Did I forget anything?
Nah. I think that's basically all of it.
Just about sums it up.
Yeah.
What were these guys' names again? I lost my notes.
You know, honestly, I believe it was the Electric Wolves.
Anders plays fast and loose with names like that. He's been around too long.
The EW.
Laser Wolves is actually cooler sounding than the Electric Wolves.
But these are.
He gave
lasers.
them a bit of a bump to cred.
Oh well, maybe this group is a bunch of nerds and they like electric. I don't know. But that will bring us.
I just kind of like got an image of like those T-shirts with like the giant wolves' heads, how like got the moon and the lightning behind it.
Oh, Free Wolf Moon?
Yes, but with more lightning.
All I've got is the electric slide stuck in my head.
And I think Emmett was the guy's name we were with, something similar to that.
That sounds right.
Old Emmett. So, in the interest of vamping for a couple more seconds, I'm actually going to get a nice map of Crater Lake, which I will put us on in just a second here as soon as I have it uploaded. But by all means, if anybody wants to brag about any new developments that they've had now that they've braved a sandstorm and successfully let some ants kill a giant scorpion.
That was the most logical course of action.
Cough.
Oh yeah, we didn't do shit to that thing, did we?
We hit it a couple times, but
Yeah, and it hit back.
Yes, but it was more logical to let the many smaller creatures take out the large creature and then focus on the smaller creatures. It worked out much better.
Well, thanks for not letting me die, you bucket of scrap. As far as second level perks goes, I have a perk called Resistance. The text says, when you are reduced to 0 hit points, but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit point instead. You can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. My second level perk is Untiring. You have advantage on saves to avoid exhaustion. And that's Anders.
Nice.
Those sound kind of ghouly too. I think that's oddly appropriate. Or maybe not oddly appropriate, just appropriate.
Ghoulishly appropriate?
Banned.
12-18 is able to logically assess situations to make it more difficult for creatures to come in contact with him when trying to hurt him. And he is also capable of attempting to trick something in some fashion, as long as it has an intelligence of 6 or higher, and be able to see and hear him. And he could attempt to trick it any way he feels like. He could. One of his mods is that he could make holographic projections, so that may come into play with these tricks.
That, honestly, out of all of the robots that I ever would think that would play a trick, 1218's probably one of the ones I'd be most afraid of. I think he has a very loose definition of trick.
Hey, look, your toes are where your fingers were.
Anybody else want to spin a little bit here? I'm gonna call out Bishop, because I know Bishop
Yes.
probably loves talking about himself.
And not so much. He likes talking to more people about them more than he does himself. After all, that's how you gain information. But I found out that I can taunt people. Much like 1218's trickery, the creature must have an intelligence of at least 6 and be able to see and hear me. Taunting it will give it disadvantage on its next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Hey, look at me, Big Ugly. You don't want to be doing that. Just instill a little bit of uncertainty in them. And the other thing is, I can talk to people for a little bit, and I might be able to get a little extra out of them, as a favor. Come on, 100 caps, you can do 125. That shouldn't be a problem, right? But, yeah. So taunting takes a bonus action, and favor is once per long rest. Actually, yes, once per long rest.
That's a pretty swagger one. I like it. Ethan, I know you were talking about it earlier about not dying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some people can appreciate that.
Yep. You learn to take a cunning action. Bonus action, I can dash, disengage, hide, ready. And, a standard 5e rogue. And the second thing I gained is that when a creature misses an attack on me, I can use my reaction to have that attack hit another creature within 5 feet of me. They re-roll the attack against them with disadvantage. So, someone shoots at me, and someone else is swinging at me. Person that shoots, I can make him shoot the other guy. Sort of.
That's pretty. Wait, did you say ready on the bonus action?
Cunning action. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used only to take the dash, disengage, hide, or ready action.
Well, that's new. Interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that one goes.
We're ready? Like,
I think the ready action is essentially like
that's just
kind
what
of like dodge, isn't it?
That's like really no. That's like you can use a whole other action at any point until your next turn.
You can take the ready action on your turn, which lets you first you decide. Oh, hold up. Okay.
Sounds like someone's reading that for the first time.
As the wave of discovery passes over you.
Because I realized God. I realized what ready it meant because I know what readying an action is, but I didn't think through. Oh, I can do that as a bonus action now.
Yeah, that's pretty baller.
That didn't quite click. All right. Nice.
Also, hi. Sorry, I'm late. Stupid work,
Hi.
real life stuff.
Hi.
Everybody just discussing all your cool new things now that you're level 2. Yay.
Yay.
I promise that's probably the only time that accepting a quest will get you a level. But, you know, there's fun things to be had. Who was left? I'm just kind of stepping in. Was there anybody else that had to, or, you know, wanted to go over their cool stuff? Didn't get a chance to go over it?
Doesn't sound like
I
it.
think it was, yeah. Liam, if you want to touch base, you can.
Nah. I got lame stuff.
There's no such thing as lame stuff. What'd you get?
You never know what you could do with the stuff until it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I talk at people. Doesn't get much lamer than that.
That's right. It's very true.
Okay, see, that's good.
That's actually really good.
I hope to never ever use that. So no, it's not.
Well, now that you've said it,
You know
it's
it's
gonna happen.
dexterity saves abound in everything. Especially
Well,
since one of your, I guess, traveling companions for the moment is very interested in explosives
Yeah, Liam, have you ever heard of a landmine?
or grenades.
So I should be renamed to Stupid Sense then. But I got something that's helpful. I guess. Limiting rest.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah, those are both actually very useful.
But Danger Sense can go suck it. I don't really care.
Because you never want to be in those situations.
I would be
I
very
understand
careful
that.
saying that, because danger sense is definitely going to come in handy.
Yeah, you're at the front. You're looking out for stuff. You're gonna dive out of the way if anyone throws a bomb
Yeah.
at us.
Wasn't it
I'm not
Liam
gonna
rushes
be in
in?
the front and regrets it. Yeah.
You know what, though, the caregiver on the short rest, that's going to come into play, too, because, like, I think I didn't accurately describe just how far away this place is, which is why we have a map that we're going to move you to in a second here. But yeah, yay, welcome to level 2. So this map that we're going to show you in a second here is very, very Google Mappy, because it's a Google map, but the terrain looks different, but the place is the same. You can see in poorly written black font the two areas that you're familiar with. Everything else is up for change in general. Where we just pinged there, that's Withervale, in between what is left of the two mountains from years ago, and then the NCR outpost. And then if you guys can see Crescent City all the way up top. When Brahm gave you it's about a day, he, spoiler, has never been there himself, so he has no idea exactly how far it is. But perhaps in your traipsing about the town before you leave, you can talk to somebody else who may have been there or could give you at least a little more information on how long you're going to be out there. But I imagine there will be some kind of resting happening. Anyway, so we picked up, thank you for the recap, by the way, I wasn't here, but I heard laser wolves. So yeah, I mean, If lasers were a thing, I'm sure they would have called themselves laser wolves. Maybe they'll call 2.0. But
They
yeah,
are a thing.
There's
lasers everywhere.
Yeah, but lasers are harder to come by. I'm guessing they're more I don't know. The electric wolves, I think, is more of a nod to the general terrain and the sands around here. All the weird kind of weather, weird kind of electrical-y sandstorm things that are going on. At least we're assuming a lot. We're giving a lot of credit to those raiders, that they really have done nothing to deserve.
Yeah, they still sound like weird nerds.
Oh boy. I hope you tell them that. Okay, so yeah, you guys, we ended the last time on, you guys kind of, being willing to help out Brahm, who, wants to trust you. He seems like a decent guy, on the surface. And he just, the town is nervous, is what he described to you. And you guys sounded like you were more than willing to go check stuff out. But before you go, it's relatively early morning. You guys haven't really taken off yet. He directs you and Emmett back towards the town that's kind of waking up. People are milling about the town. You don't see too many people. You see a group of kids running back and forth. We will move you back to this map. You'll get to see the big map again, but we're gonna move you back to Withervale for now. You see some groups of kids. You remember over the course of the evening something being thrown at your window and little children giggling. So you're imagining it's the same group of kids, but they're kind of running around, running in between the buildings. You see some people milling about in the very center. There are what look to be 2 patches next to the buildings. Those are small little farms that they're tending, small little bit of crops. And what look like some personal residences. You're not quite sure, and you didn't really get the full tour from Brahm because he's still in the process of weighing you out. But he says, let me, I have something to assist you on your trip out to Crescent City. Like I said, I need you to bring back, proof. I mean, it would do no good for me to send you on this trust mission and just take your word for it. So, if you hold with Emmett here for just a second. And he runs off back towards the building in the very center of town. And he's gone for a minute. And you see, one of the groups of little kids run by, and one of the little girls, is wearing some really ratty looking, slippers. And she, kind of runs up to you guys. And she's about, she can't be more than, you're guessing, 6 or 7. She's got dirty blonde hair, and she just kind of doesn't say anything, just looks up at all of you, and then goes running, back behind the building that Brahm had just gone into. And, you see a couple older people off in the corner here, kind of watch your interaction with her and with the kids, and kind of are just keeping an eye on you, it looks like, as they're tending to their, sweeping their front porch and, basically looking busy, but they're just keeping an eye on you. And Emmett's just at the gate with you. Everybody seems to be waking up. There's guards going to their posts all around. You can see clearly the fence. It's not a great defense, but, it does seem to go all the way around the perimeter of the town. On either side of the town, you can now see where the boulders are that you could see last night. It kind of starts to arc up, and while the mountains aren't quite as mountainous as you imagine they once were, they are still a good barrier against, the weather. And you're guessing that kind of lends to making this area a little more fertile looking. And after some time, Brahm comes back, and he says, here. And he hands you a medium-sized leather bag to whoever is willing to take it first, and says, this is the only one we have at the moment, and it's in the best working order. We have some others that we're trying to repair, so please do take care with this. But this
I'll grab it.
this who is that? Sorry.
Anders. Grab it.
Yeah. Yes. Please do be careful with that. It's you only have five photos, but that should be able to. I mean, you don't have to use all 5 if you don't. I mean, film is very hard to come by, so if you don't use all 5, that's fine. But this will get you get us the proof that we need that you went out there, you found out what's going on, and if you find anything of substantial note or worry, or I just don't know what they're doing. And he just kind of, after he hands you the bag, he just kind of wrings his hands and realizes that he's kind of speaking loudly, and now that everybody's awake and running around, they're kind of all taking note. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, Anders, and then kind of takes it off real quick and is like, I just, the town is on edge. Clearly you can see, and we need to know what's going on.
All right.
Whatever you guys can do. Is there anything else that you need before you go?
Yeah. Got any stim packs you can spare? If not, that's fine, but...
Stim packs.
Help us all not die.
Well, I mean, we're a little low on stim packs at the moment, but we do have some pain pills. Would hold on a second, and he'll lean over to Emmett and whisper in his ear, and Emmett goes running off back towards the back corner, over this way, and there's a woman standing in front of a building there, and Emmett goes up to her and says something to her. She goes inside and brings out a few packs of pain pills. And Emmett jogs back to you guys. And here you go. That's all we got right now.
That's okay. If I don't use them, maybe I'll bring them back. Now, I have a functional question.
Yes.
Are these like Tylenol, or are these something a little stronger?
Basically ibuprofen.
Okay.
Little patch.
Alright, I just want to make sure we weren't dealing with, like, morphine here.
Not into chems. We don't, I don't know if you ask any kind of that version out loud, but,
Oh, no.
Brahm would definitely be like, we don't do that around here. We don't endorse that kind of thing. There are young children around. They don't need to see all of us. That's exactly what they see when the raiders come to town, and we're trying to shield them from that as much as possible. Especially Annie over there. She doesn't want you exposing her children to any kind of chem. So if you happen to come across them and bring them back, please keep them to yourselves.
No worries for me. And I also have just a curiosity question. How are they lighting this area? Is there power here? Or is there just, like, torches and candles?
It's mostly just fire.
Right.
The light hits this area in a strange way. They really only get great light when the sun is, at its highest for a few hours. And judging by the size of their 2 little small cropping areas in town, they're not powered by the sun for sure, and they don't seem to have any kind of motorized anything that you can tell. A lot of torches, a lot of fires.
All right. Well, shall we?
Well, on a related note to those pain pills, do you happen to have any healing supplies? Bandages, that sort of thing?
I mean, we can spare a kit if that's what you're talking about. You look to be someone who would be able to use such things.
Ah, quite. And he pulls out his own pack. I'm getting low on this one.
Yes, we can definitely supplement your kit and supply that. But to be quite honest, we've kind of beefed up our defenses around the perimeter because we are waiting on a shipment to come in the next couple days here. during which time anything that you expend out in the fields and checking this out for us, we can definitely arrange that discount that we spoke of, and we can, resupply you as needed. But right now we're trying to pool our resources and hope that the raiders aren't planning something serious. And as you guys are kind of just standing around talking, you see that little girl kind of peeking on the side of the building that you guys had spent the night in. And you hear a man yell from the back of the town. Maeve! Maeve! Get over here! And she pays no mind and kind of runs back up to you guys. Specifically, 1218 kind of runs up to you and just looks up at you and at your screen.
He'll tilt his screen down.
You hear her like, and like her eyes go wide. She I don't know if she wasn't expecting you to move or what, but just like kind of looking at your red-faced TV screen. She
Little animated eyebrow just kind of raises, like.
And she once she notices that you're kind of not, going to touch her or anything, she just kind of reaches out her hand, palm up towards you, and just kind of gives you like, little doe eyes. Almost as if she's expecting you to just like hand her something.
He looks to everybody else. And then looks down at the little girl.
You hear a little closer now that Maeve! Oh, son of Maeve!
Liam hands 1218 one cap. Give her this.
He takes the cap in his weird robot hand and turns like the whole claw situation over, and it'll drop into her hand. And then his entire face turns into a question mark.
Her eyes grow big, and then she blinks for a second and then looks down at her hand at the cap that you put in there. And she looks at it and tilts her head a little bit, and then she grabs it with her fingers, and she puts it in her mouth, and then she just kind of spits it back in her hand and looks up at you, like, kind of question mark on her face. And she by then, after she puts it in her mouth and kind of spits it out, you hear the heavy footsteps of someone running up behind her, and you're guessing that was the voice that you heard before. Maeve, I'm so sorry. And he looks up at 1218 and then kind of directs towards one of the human-looking people, and just as kind of flustered, I'm sorry. Maeve, what did I tell you?
She's a curious one. Don't
What?
need to stifle that.
What did you put in your... Give that to me. And then she hands it to him and just kind of runs behind him and is hugging his leg. And he looks at it and he says, I am very sorry, and is wiping it off on his shirt, and goes to hand it.
We gave it to her.
She doesn't speak much, but she probably just thought you were... She probably thought you were handing her candy. I'm sorry. I mean, this is too much for a little girl to have. I mean, she's just going to try and eat it again, but
Oh, buy her candy.
Oh, well, it's awfully kind of you. And he kind of looks to Brahm like, who are these people that you found? They're friendlier than most. And he says, well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Brahm, if I may, and before he actually addresses you as to anything other than an apology for his daughter, Brahm kind of nods his head. He says, "Say what you will, Sidon. What do you need?" And he says, "My daughter. She she really has quite the sweet tooth. I mean, I do too, if I'm being honest. I don't suppose you could keep your eye out. And Brahm, tries to cut him off and is like, that is really not what they're here for, Sidon.
It's not the problem. We'll keep an eye out for it.
He looks almost happier than she looks now, hearing you guys say that you'll keep an eye out for something for her. He says, oh, thank you very much. I will pay you for whatever you find. She's never really had true candy. It's just, whatever the berry bushes nearby, we mash them together, and we kind of call that the candy. So anything you can find, I'm sure she'd appreciate. And he just kind of pats her head.
Fancy
We'll
lady
keep
snack
an eye
cake.
out for some for
Right.
you too.
He just kind of starts smacking his lips a little bit. Thank you. That I appreciate that.
Gonna look at. Not the problem. Gonna look at 1218. See, Bucketables, she probably thought you were a vending machine.
And Brahm just kind of looks annoyed.
Eye roll.
And he kind of just, Sidon kind of bows and pulls Maeve by her hand as they walk away. And Brahm just kind of turns to you and says, I'm very sorry. We don't get the hero types here all that often, and our ranks for doing this kind of work have been thinner and thinner, and so we are left to what we're able to gather in here and what we get delivered to us. And the more that the raiders have been attacking, the more, well, we just don't see the trades come through as often as we did. So this is creating all sorts of problems for us, and candy is the least of which, but nevertheless, children really only have one thing on their minds. And that's good, I suppose.
Perhaps.
Well, children are less likely to damage themselves if they're happy.
Yes. That is true. Very factual. Okay. So we've got some bandages here, and he kind of clicks his fingers at Emmett, and Emmett just kind of is digging in his pockets for all of his his little bits to try and help Liam supplement his kit. And that should bring you back up to par. Is there anything else you require? Emmett here has never really made the trip himself out there, but he tells me that it's, from what he can tell, it's the better part of a day to get to the city, to the outskirts of it.
Anybody here that's actually been there?
He kind of gives Emmett a side glance, and Emmett just looks at him and just does this silent with his face and shakes his head ever so slightly. And Brahm kind of contemplates for a second. He says, well, sort of, but I don't think she's going to be much help.
And why is that?
Well, it's been a while, and she doesn't really enjoy talking about it. She has moved on, or so she says. We don't ask her to go out on any kind of reconnaissance any longer. The last time she went out, it didn't end well for her and her group. She was the only one to return, and she really never gave us great detail about what happened out there.
I see.
I can speak to her before you leave and see if I can get a more concrete time or map out of her, but I don't know that she'd be willing to talk to you herself.
If she
map?
doesn't...
Okay.
Continue.
Oh no, I was just saying a map would help. Wait, she doesn't have to talk.
Let me see what I can do. Emmett here will look over your weapons if they need any fine tuning or anything like that. We don't have much in the way of ammo. We can probably sell you a few, but we do want to keep ourselves well stocked in case. I mean, I
We fail?
yes, but let's not. And he knocks on the wooden post next to him. Let's not speak of this. One moment. And you see Brahm go away, and Emmett kind of just walks up to whoever's got, a weapon that wants to be inspected, and he looks like he's kept his gun in pretty good repair. Pretty clean. Haven't seen it jam.
Would you mind if I took a look at your weapon? I'm always interested in the various makes and models.
Of course, of course. And he kind of takes it off of his shoulder, but he doesn't look to be letting go of the strap of it. But he kind of hands it to you with both hands. But the strap's kind of still wrapped around his wrist.
That's fine. I'm just turning it over, looking for maker marks, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So inspecting it, you you can obviously see that it's a cowboy repeater. I mean, you can roll if you'd like to find more detail about it.
Yeah, sure. Investigation work?
Yeah, if you have mechanics tools, I'd say roll that. Otherwise, investigation.
Okay, what attribute for mechanics tools? Intelligence?
Yep. Yeah, so, with a 12, it looks to be it has a decent scope on it, so, you haven't seen one like this. It looks kind of, custom made. It's about 3 feet long. It's got a wooden handle to it. It looks to have a little rose carved on the handle. But other than that, you can't really get too much detail from just that brief view that he's allowing you to have.
So no serial number stamped into the steel or anything like that?
Not that you can see, no.
Okay. It's a good weapon.
He's looking at you as you're turning it over, and he's like, "Are you looking for something in particular?" It doesn't have any hidden compartments. Does yours? And he's kind of looking behind you. Do you have stuff on yours? What do you got?
No. Just standard gunrunner make. I just wanted to see if this happened to be one of ours. Doesn't appear to be.
Remind me again, is Bishop wearing very clearly gunrunner kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. He's one of yours.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was not supposed to happen. One of yours. You guys, and he kind of leans in a little closer, and he's like, well, what do you guys what do you have and he's flustered, excited-y looking.
It depends on what you have the caps for.
Oh,
We carry a lot.
well, do you have a list? Do you have can I look at I haven't seen that many different kinds of, and I heard you guys are the best, and you have a lot of really cool stuff, and our guys have mine is the nicest.
It's been very well kept.
Well, she gets me through a lot of shit.
But as far as what we have, we carry revolvers, we carry standard sidearms, semi-automatic. I'm stalling for time as I'm trying to pull the weapons list back up.
That's okay. He's hanging on your every word. So he's Oh, yeah, yeah. Do you have, like, a carver on staff? Like, because I got Rosie here put on the handle of this guy. And, I mean, she kind of... I've had her for years now. But, I mean, I was looking for an upgrade. I mean, the scope on here is really nice. And he just starts talking shop with you. As he's doing so, the rest of you kind of see Brahm off in the corner talking to the woman that had given Emmett the pain pills off in that corner. And it looks like they're almost arguing. Like, there's lots of hands moving and pointing in your direction. And then, she's, yeah, so he's basically just talking shop with you, and you see Brahm talking to the woman, and the woman is pointing at the group of you, but, Ethan, you get the feeling that she's pointing specifically at you. And there's a lot of pointing at you, and then denying, and he's confirming, and she's denying from afar.
Can I interject for a second? I think I'm at least seeing something I don't think I'm supposed to be seeing.
Yeah, we're on a map player that has a bunch of characters on it. So I don't know if we ended up getting dragged to the wrong map.
That's weird. I mean, the stream, and I'm loaded as a player, and you're looking at Withervale. Are you guys not looking at that?
Oh, that's a road. And
That's Withervale.
There we go.
I was seeing Withervale.
I was.
Yeah, no, I was seeing a bunch of
was.
creatures. One of the creatures down at the bottom was like a water-based mind flayer. It had a description underneath of it. It was weird.
I mean,
20's doing things again.
I mean, you know, there's a couple DMs in here moving stuff around, but it flashed for a second on the stream and then flashed off. So I apologize that you were staring at that while I'm talking about Withervale crap.
That's okay.
The thing is, like, I saw Withervale.
Those are all,
that's the weird part.
those are stuffed animals that you guys are gonna look to find out in Crescent City. Nothing
nice.
to be afraid of.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, totally.
We need our own form of bobbleheads.
Collect all 48 and you win an extra cap.
Just
That's actually
one.
something I
Just
didn't
one.
think of whenever we were discussing stuff. Can
Just
we
one to
actually have
share.
collectibles, like bobbleheads? Snow globes, that kind of stuff?
There is definitely random stuff for you guys to get. And I'm glad that you're excited about that, because you're going to get a lot more random stuff than useful stuff, I promise.
Yes.
Hooray!
Yay! More obscured Polaroids, just what I always
Yay!
wanted.
Trash!
Yes. Yep,
Hey, now the Polaroids could be cool.
They could be. And who knows, maybe you'll find those places. Or people, or things. Yeah, so, Bishop, you and Emmett are having a moment. Like, you guys are browsing whatever brochure the gunrunners have given you to try and sell your wares or talk about your guns and what you guys have done.
I mean, it's very definitely a hand-drawn brochure.
Yeah, but I'm sure, spared no expense, you
very
guys got a
detailed,
good
though. Yeah.
artist, yeah.
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 And perusing through, pointing out things like, see, if you had a lot of caps on hand, this is a good anti-material rifle right here. We'll clean through a building, no problem.
He's got his hand stroking his beard now. He's like, yeah, but I mean, what kind of ammo does that take? How much does it load? Like, what's the reload time on that?
It takes, well, about as much time. It's a box magazine on it. It holds
Oh,
about 5
yeah.
rounds.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like. And he's
Only real problem with it is you got to brace yourself on something, otherwise it can knock you back quite a bit.
he stands
miss
up
a shot.
straighter at that and is like almost offended looking. He's, yeah, I mean, I've handled weapons before, that have quite a kickback. And he's just trying to, fluff himself up a bit. So,
I'm not trying to say that you wouldn't be capable of handling it. It's just that we know how these things operate, and it hits a lot harder than one might think.
Well, I mean, it sounds like only the strongest people should probably have those ones. Then.
Yeah. And of course, we got semi-automatic shotguns, some machine guns.
The look that the little girl had when you had dropped the cap into her hand right before she put it in her mouth, you're kind of seeing that glow on Emmett right now. He's kind of licking his lips. And he seems just very, very distracted and much more into this conversation with you, Bishop, than he has been really about anything with you guys lately. So you've definitely piqued his interest. And he says, yeah, I definitely want to see one of those in person. Maybe I can talk to Brahm about, I mean, it would make sense, you know, assuming you guys come back alive and everything, it would make sense if you, you know, for us to do business with you. I mean, the better the guns, the better we can defend this place, and that's important.
Exactly, and we can even help supply the ammunition. Show you how to reload them properly, too.
Yes. I like you. You make sense. And,
Little does in this world these days.
the rest of you are kind of standing around watching this, like, weird interaction between Bishop and Emmett and drooling over guns. And you see, Brahm just kind of put his fingers in between, like, the bridge of his nose and in between his eyes and just kind of pinch. And just put his arms down, and you can almost read his lips from there, and it's just fine. And he walks back over to your group. And he walks up to Ethan, and he's addressing Ethan and Anders. And he says, she wants to speak with one of the two of you. She won't talk to me about it.
What about?
She said that the information she has is, she won't give it to me because I won't ever use it properly. That's what she said anyway. I don't know what that means exactly, but she won't give the information to me. She won't give me a map, not that she has one even, and he just kind of sounds, like, pissy about the whole thing. But if one of you wants to go talk to her, she said to send over one of the two of you. Whichever one of you wants to go over there, if you'd like to go talk to her, she might have some information. I mean, I don't know. She's so argumentative. I can't get a word in with that woman. It's just ridiculous. Like, I know that she's been through some stuff, but, like, I am kind of in charge around here, and she just doesn't... And he just looks very flustered.
One of us will handle it. So, Anders, do you want to head over, or shall I?
I'll go.
Alright.
Alright.
Lead on.
He kind of points you, he walks with you to just about here, but from there you have a straight shot at her, and she's just kind of leaning against the building with her arms crossed, and he just kind of is like, just go, I don't want to, just go. Like, I don't want to go over there again. She's just going to be obstinate again. I don't want to deal with that. But he
Can't handle a strong woman. I get it. And I walk over.
As you're walking throughout the thing by yourself, this is the first time, like, any of you have kind of been in town without an escort. You see the guards along the fence kind of shift, like, just ever so slightly. Not necessarily pointing anything in your direction, but definitely noticing where you're going. And you walk up to her, and she says, didn't expect you to be the one to come over here.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be the one coming over here. What do you want?
It's more like what you want. I don't have to help you. But Brahm seems to think that you guys are capable of getting into the city. So, He wants me to give you the information that I have, but I don't know how helpful it's really going to be. I don't even know that you are capable of getting into the city. I get that you can't die of many things, but... And she just seems kind of flippant about the whole thing, and just generally not into the whole idea of you guys going.
Well, if a bullet gets me, a bullet gets me. If you can help us out, maybe a bullet won't get me, and I'll be in your debt. If you've got anything, let's hear it. We'll sort it out.
She kind of rolls her eyes at the comment on a bullet getting you. And she was previously leaning against the building with her arms crossed, and she kind of pushes herself off with her shoulder. And you see behind her like a wooden stick about half her height leaning behind her against the building. And she kind of shrugs and says, I mean, it's your death. If you want to march to it for strangers, then that's your business. But all I have to really give you, and to tell you, is it's not as close as that idiot Emmett told you it is. It's pretty far. It's more than a day. I mean, it'll get you about nightfall. If you left right now, you might get to the outskirts of the city. But you ain't gonna get in there. They got traps all over that place. And she kind of crosses her arms and leans back against the building and goes on and says, Brom wasn't even around back when I was raiding out in the city. So he doesn't even know exactly what we ran into. Constantly out there. When Withervale was first around, I was one of the very first teams. And we did regular raids, and we kept the raiders at bay. And ever since Brom got here, the raids on Crescent City have been less and less, and they've gotten further and further. Their attacks on Withervale have gotten worse, and now he's got everybody in here all nervous because he's too afraid to send somebody into the city. So you guys come along, and he hopes that you'll kind of take the bait and go be his little guinea pigs and go test it out, because he doesn't have a group here that's capable of it. But whatever. You guys want to go march to your deaths, that's fine. Just make sure that you're looking in every corner, because they're going to find you. Those raiders have spots set up all along the road into the city. They have houses that they've hollowed out that are booby-trapped. They'll look like some kind of camp. They won't be a camp at all. They'll be watching you from afar, and they'll blow that up. They're ruthless. I get it, the Electric Wolves is a stupid name.
Yeah.
But they are dangerous. And this is like the only time where she hasn't looked like sarcastic or just generally bitchy. She looks pretty serious at you. And says, I don't know anything about any of you. Except that one. And she kind of leans to the side and points back towards Ethan. Says, that one looks like he's seen some shit. I'm sure you have too. Which is why I'm only talking to the two of you. You guys have seen some shit, so you have a fucking chance out there. Just be on the lookout, okay? And she leans up against, or off of the building again, and reaches into her back pocket and takes out a little piece of paper. And on the piece of paper are the numbers 18, 14, and 8. And she hands it to you. She says, look, I don't know you, you don't know me. We're not going to have this little stupid bonding moment right now. But the last mission that I was on, they sent us to go find some hidden stash of weapons. And she's kind of got her arms up, and she's very talkaty and whatnot now. Sent us to find some stash of weapons out near Crescent City. I think it was fucking bullshit. But I've held on to these numbers. That's what they gave us. That's all they gave us. They said this was the code to crack the safe. My friend fucking died for these numbers. All for some weapons. It's all that seems to motivate the people here. And as she's kind of telling you this last bit, you see that group of kids come running in between the two buildings here. And they come running up to her, and they kind of do like a loop around her. And she pats the head of one or two of them and kind of sends them off. She says, all they fucking care about is how much money they can make. And that's why Brahm is a shitty leader. They actually cared about the future of this place. They would invest more time in building up the defenses instead of sending people out to their deaths. But
Well, I don't know much about that, but if this helps, and I'm sure it will, and we make it back, how about you buy me a beer, and we'll do some bonding then?
gross. But fine. Fine, you make it back alive. I'll buy you a beer.
You're not my type for that sort of business, but we seem like
Extra gross. I mean, plus what are you, like 500 years old or something?
Not quite.
You've got a little piece of, and she kind of points at her face and then points at your face. You got a little, what is that, flesh?
I know! It's coming off me for years. God, thank you. And I walk away. And I walk back.
He did sew back on a whole bunch of stuff.
I walk back. Wait, what was your name?
Annie.
You're gonna owe me that beer, Annie.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?
I think that's very obvious. She is super not okay. As you're walking back, Anders, you see Brahm kind of peeking around the corner, and then he kind of does a little shuffle so that, you know, he's kind of hoping that maybe you didn't notice him watching that whole interaction.
How are ya?
Great. Got what you needed, I assume.
Yeah, you did too. And I keep walking towards the group.
He like just looks confused and just stands there as you walk by and kind of watches you walk back towards the group and kind of follows you. And does a big, all right, so, everybody ready then? And does this big, horrible smile, like very inappropriate feeling. Great. Sounds good. All right, Emmett, and he turns to Emmett, who's still probably like
deeply in conversation with Bishop.
Yeah, like drooling over, and Emmett looks at, oh yeah, sure, and he kind of looks at Bishop and looks down at the paper, and he whispers, "Is this your only copy of this? Is this your only? Can I hold on to this?"
Yeah, go ahead and hold on to it until we get back. If you want, write down some of the stuff that you're interested in, and I'll make sure to get it conveyed to the right people. Maybe we can set up business.
Emmett is not the type of man to go squee, but he does his version of squee.
Keep it in your pants, gun nut. Jesus.
That's unsafe. I mean, you put it on your back and in its proper holster, not in your pants.
Oh my God. Can we get out of here, please?
And he does this thing at Bishop, and, you know, the thumb pointing at Anders, this guy.
Yeah.
And,
Let Rotface get to you. He's been around too long. He's probably a little, jaded.
I'm standing right here. And yes, I am.
See? Not a problem.
Alright, and, Emmett, looks at Brahm, and Brahm is kind of looking at you guys and is like, alright, okay, I think we're ready to go. I mean, it's almost noon at this point. So, best get on the road, eh? I mean, the sands are pretty set to the sun, and you're about to run into a bad time if you don't get going here. And he elbows Emmett, who... sorry. And he reaches into his back pocket, and he hands Bishop a small flashlight. And he says, if I don't know, it shouldn't take you too long to get there. It's not that far away, but if you guys happen to come back and it's dark, just, flash this at me. I'll make sure the guards know. And you do a too long, one short, and too long, and we'll know it's you.
And I'm just going to click the flashlight on briefly, see how bright it is.
It's pretty weak. I mean, it is daylight, so you can't really tell how bright it is. But Emmett sees you kind of testing it out, and he's like, well, I mean, don't waste it. It's got a finite amount. I mean, unless you find some batteries out there, it doesn't have much juice left in it. So I would keep it off, unless you absolutely need to use it. And again, it's only if you come at night, but if you don't use it and you come at night, we'll probably have to shoot at you. I mean, I'm the best shot we have, so, I mean, your chances are pretty good, but...
Too long, one short, too long.
Yep. You got it. And he goes on to tell you that you could probably get about 30 feet out and be able to see the blink of the light. And that'll be about enough.
I'm going to go ahead and pull the battery out of it and hand it to him. And I'm going to swap in my, I guess, relatively fresh battery that I'm carrying with me.
A one that you bought, I assume.
This one was starting equipment.
Super fresh. It's it's like a whole 25% brighter. Oh, okay. I mean, all right. I mean, I'll take these. I can put them in my flashlight, and I can read this later. And he tucks your little magazine of guns into his back pocket.
Just try not to spill anything on it, okay?
Oh, no. I won't let anybody touch this.
Bishop's going to turn and look to the rest of the group. So, we ready?
Oh my god, I've been ready for a half an hour. Let's go.
All right.
Indeed.
Side note, Anders, what did you do when you walked back to the group, after talking to them? Did you talk to anybody about what was said? Did you go up to Ethan at all?
I have not said a word to anybody about anything
Okay.
yet.
All right. So Anders walks back up to the group, and you guys get the brush off from the two of them and your flashlight, and you're ready to go. Let's see, move back to the big map. Not a monster map. Yay! Okay, back to the big map. Let me scoot in a little bit here so you guys can kind of see where you're going. And apparently you guys are represented by a giant fireball or something. Oh, God.
That's cool.
We're being represented by burning winds, perhaps?
I guess so.
I'm sorry. My token game is super weak.
And they groaned at electric wolves, but okay, whatever.
Oh, great, it's another storm! Run away!
Oh my god, it's following us.
Shit,
Alright.
This one seems to have fire! We were told electricity, not fire!
Well, electricity around really, really dry areas doesn't bode well for not fire, but let's see how it goes. Alright, so you guys make your way out. And I'd say it's, let's see, how are we gonna do distance on this big thing?
Got a hex grid you could drop over it?
You can change the thing to miles in the page properties.
Yeah, I have a big map that explains the miles and everything. It also has lots of spoilers on it. So let me grab that real quick.
And I would walk 500 more.
Apologies. We are figuring this out and turning on the grid.
My browser just crashed. So I'll be popping in and out of the game for a sec.
Yay!
My whole computer turned off last night, so that's fine.
Yay, brownouts.
And yet the computer I was using to stream was perfectly fine. I don't know what magic happened, but
It was closer to your junction box.
I suppose. I mean, the two computers are literally maybe a foot apart from each other, so.
Oh, so they're on the same circuit.
Yep.
It was able to get enough of the voltage before the other one was.
Magic.
Let's go with magic.
Yeah, I mean, all electricity is a bunch of angry pixies.
What was
No, hold on. don't just gloss over that.
okay?
I gotta
I was
process
gonna
that for a second.
Yeah, and whenever they're giving you problems, you call a pixie wrangler. Also known as an elect chicken.
Oh god. Okay. Who did I interrupt? I'm sorry.
Tinkerbell, obviously.
She's a fairy. There's a difference.
Pixie dust, buddy.
Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news.
Okay, lay it on us.
Well, I mean, someone's got to tell me if we're going to do the good news or the bad news first.
Oh my
let's
god, do the
bad
good news first.
Oh my god, I will always do the good news first from here on out. Suckers.
I said bad news, but okay.
So,
Yeah, but I was louder.
Oh, so that's how
I believe that, actually. So each of these squares is almost exactly 5 miles.
Oh, geez.
And typical travel land time is 24 miles a day.
So we could basically cover 5 squares a day.
Yeah, and I believe that's assuming you're walking for 8 hours. Yep. I mean, you guys can always push on, and travel longer than 8 hours a day. I would love if you guys did that.
I mean, to be honest, we probably could get away with like 10 to 12.
I have advantage on saves to avoid exhaustion.
I mean, 1218 could go for 20 hours and be fine. But, barring,
Yeah, see, I'll just hop on the back of the bucket of bolts and have it carry me.
Bucket of bolts is my term for her. Get your own.
Scrap heap?
Kid.
not a her.
Sorry. Keep forgetting that.
Gender is for creatures with genitals.
All right. So, yeah, it's a little bit further than Emmett said it was going to be. Just a
Yeah, we're
smidge.
talking like 2.5 days if we stick to the road.
Oh, I hear shortcuts are all the rage. It's probably pretty safe. Just cut through the fields. It's fine. It's just empty field.
Literally
We're
over a
sticking to
mountain.
the roads.
Oh.
Yeah, going over the mountain would probably take just as long, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, so that's a good. Let me move myself onto the map that you guys are at so I can do things. So the mountain. So as you guys are kind of walking, the mountain ends right about here. There's still hills. It's not exactly flat land, but the lovely, lush terrain from Withervale kind of ends right at the mountain there. And from there on, it's hilly, but it's definitely like traversable if you guys end up wanting to go that way. There are peaks and valleys, so surely you'll be safe in those.
Yeah, it's going to take almost 3 days in order to, if we stuck to the road.
The road would be safer.
Hmm.
You say that.
Debatable.
Why, did the
Generally,
lady tell you
yes,
something
but
else?
debatable.
There's the argument of these bandits and raiders will be watching roads for people to be crossing.
That's exactly what Annie told. That's what the lady told me. They've got eyes. They've got traps. We need to be careful, or we're gonna get dead.
But at the same time, if we want to venture off the main roads, we saw what kind of creatures will be there.
All right. So you guys said you're sticking mainly to the roads?
Yeah.
Rhoda.
To start at least, yeah. Or that's my vote.
Ooh, voting, yes.
Road.
Yeah, roads tend to be safer when you're in packs. Raiders tend to come at you in 2s and 3s. If you're a large enough group, they tend to not bother you. And we're all relatively well armed.
Alrighty, so to start off, let's see, how do we want to do this? Because obviously all of you are adventurers of some sort, and you would all be kind of surveying your area for signs of something strange or danger or question mark. So let's do so the way that we're going to do kind of some rolls going forward, you'll have options. So if I ask for a group roll, all of you will roll. Nobody gets advantage unless you use an inspiration that you happen to have. If I ask if you guys want to try and help each other, so one person would do the primary roll. The person helping would have to be proficient in whatever they're trying to help with, because you have to know what you're doing to give advice. And then you can help giving the person that is primarily rolling advantage on that roll. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yar.
Arg. Okay.
Yarr.
Okay, so to start off, as you guys kind of come around, get on the right map, come around this, come around this corner out of Withervale, can I get a group survival check?
That should be an 8.
Hey.
Wow. All right.
Soldier Boy and the Merchant. Definitely know what they're looking for. Mr. Ghoul through experience.
Okay. All right. Well, that's not bad. So altogether, you guys have experienced the sands at least once. You've kind of seen what comes out of them. You haven't really seen what they can do as a thing. But everybody around here seems to kind of be afraid of them. But with that group survival roll, you guys are pretty good at noticing what's going on weather-wise right now. And you kind of look off in the distance, and it looks pretty clear. They mentioned that the sands would be starting within a couple hours. So with that survival roll, they're about at a 6 o'clock position, or so you're guessing, from where you guys are right now, using the lake in the center there as a kind of clock. All right, so you guys kind of continue your trek down. What, were you guys sharing anything? Is anybody poking Anders for any information?
Oh no! Once we get far enough out of camp, I'm just gonna start talking.
Okay. You guys are definitely out of earshot of anybody in Withervale. They can't see you anymore. You rounded the corner, and that's pretty much it. You're covered by mountain and whatnot. Y'all are on your own now.
So I already relayed that this is going to be traps and stuff. And also, we're getting sent on maybe a suicide run.
What gave it away? The raiders?
Well, no. Annie's people, they all got pretty fucked up by these raiders, and she looks a little more weathered than some of us. No offense.
None taken. I look good, don't I?
I know, right? All of those days in the sun just walking at a march pace.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me.
Brahmin shit falling behind you. It's wonderful.
But also, she said there might be a little, I picked up that there might be a little unrest with at least her, but maybe with the rest of the town too, since Brom seems to be kind of a chicken shit who likes his caps a little too much. He's been leaving these raiders to grow and spread their territory, and I don't like the sound of that.
Don't think he's working with them, do you?
I mean, it's been to his detriment that these raiders have been spreading, so I don't think so, but I don't know. If he's getting a kickback, it's not obvious.
What did she believe the purpose of sending us to die would be?
Well, he knows people want an expedition, but he doesn't want to send any of his own people. So we came along and we were an opportunity for him.
Well, we already agreed to do this, so I don't think we're turning back.
We could just fuck off. That's not what I'm proposing we do, but it's an option. If things get dicey, we just go south and keep going south.
It's a good thing you're not a soldier.
Yeah, it's a very good thing I'm not a soldier.
Fucking off is completely a valid option. Always available.
No, I'm not saying we fuck off, because these people need help, and I'm willing to help. But if we get in over our heads, we think about escape plans. All right, self-preservation is something I hold very dear after almost 2 centuries of life. You know.
That's fair enough, I reckon.
That is unusually logical thinking for you.
I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna be offended by it.
Whatever you say, Meatball.
He's kind of lumpy like a meatball, isn't he?
Oh, come on, can we?
Well,
That's just mean. That's just mean.
Hey, at least you're not oozing pus all over the place, otherwise I'd be calling you Mr. Salisbury.
Gross.
You're disgusting.
You've been eating their own Salisbury steaks, then. They're not white.
They are if you have them with good old time gravy.
Bishop's had one too many of those MREs.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys are continuing, you should have access to control the fire sandstorm device. So as you're moving,
I do not.
okay, let's try this again. Come on, roll
That is an
20.
affirmative on the do not.
The way I did it was you make a separate character.
I do now.
Yay!
I do as well.
Sweet.
And what a party it is.
All right, so you guys are there. Good job. You find all the weapons you were looking for.
You're in this square.
You are in that square. So I think we decided 5 squares for 8 hours, so roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours per squarey. So move yourselves as you will.
Oh,
To
one last
the
thing.
road.
For every other square you roll, so if you were to move another square, I will need you to roll, one of you, to roll a d20.
Ooh, lovely. Anyhow, you were saying, Anders.
There's a safe with some weapons in it, and I've got the code for it. I don't know where it is. I don't know what's in it, other than weapons, generic weapons. But if we see a safe, I'm going to try to open it, all right?
Interesting.
Not a bad idea. I have some experience with safes, but so I'll definitely give you a hand with it.
I mean, I literally have the code that opens the safe. I won't need a hand with it. If it's not the right safe, by all means, go ahead. But if it opens, it opens.
Bishop, have you shared any details of your explosive nature with them, with the party?
Only if the few who shared the cell with me happened to notice what magazine I was reading. It was an old, battered duck and cover magazine.
I feel like
And I
Ethan
looked like I was into it.
was a little death's door, but maybe he noticed.
Yeah.
And I think Liam would know a little bit about my love for explosive things, considering Gunrunners and NCR share a relatively close relationship, what with being suppliers and buyers. That
I
we
thought you just
probably could have
became
bonded on
buds.
the way up here. But otherwise, it's not really anything that's been shared. Okay. So I guess move us another square, and who wants to take the fate of the party in the hands?
I'll do it.
Yay!
Of course the robot would.
That might be bad. I hope it's not bad.
It could be very good. We don't know.
All right. So
We're about to find out.
you guys are moseying along. The weather seems to be kind of shifting. You notice the clouds overhead moving to the northeast a little bit. But nothing seems like a kind of nice day. I mean, compared to the one that brought you in here, it's pretty peachy. It is kind of quiet, though. Aside from the wind blowing, it's a little quiet.
So that means free to move on?
Yeah. I will let you know otherwise. Can I get a group perception again, please?
Oof.
Perception. Oof.
Consistent.
Yeah, you guys, it's actually a pretty well-kept road for how far away from both NCR and Withervale this is. Nothing seems out of place. The terrain is decidedly less green out here as you move further away from the mountain. It's turning a little more deserty in spots. I mean, there's bushes, what look like on the either side of the road, and they look like they might have some kind of flower or fruit on them of some sort. But feel free to move ahead. It's about probably inching into 4 to 5 o'clock.
You said it has fruit on it?
It has some kind of either flower or fruit. If you guys want to step off the road to inspect it, feel free.
How
But
far off the road is it?
so on either side of the road, like I said, you're just past the mountain, so it's not mountainous, but there's a little bit of a drop. It's not a super drop off after the road, but they're about you'd guess like 500 feet in.
This is where the plants are?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not risking that. If it was like 10, 15 feet off the road, maybe. But like 500? Nuh-uh.
You see a little dewdrop come off of whatever that fruit flower is and plop on the ground.
Nope.
That's the sound it actually makes as it hits the ground. It says nope.
Blope. All right.
All right.
Continue on, sir.
Continued on.
And who else is going to be rolling?
I will do it.
You guys are approaching what looks like the corner, to the right, or to the south would be the NCR outpost. And, that was Anders. Yeah, you, I imagine, Bishop and Liam are like, oh yeah, straight down this way, it's the NCR outpost. And that's about all you guys are noticing, unless you guys are telling stories of the NCR outpost as you approach the intersection ahead.
That's probably more Liam's thing than Bishop's.
It's pretty small. It's nothing like San Francisco. Now there's a city. It's got this thing called a bridge over water. It's red. I don't know when it was built. It's really old, but it's just beautiful to look at. Sorry, I'm getting homesick. Anyways.
One more square moved.
Go ahead and at this intersection, you guys, it's kind of a slight walk up a little hill on the road. And as you get to the very top, you see the intersection. And the wind is whipping a little stronger here than it was down in the valley below or next to the mountains where you were before. And you have a pretty good view down 97 towards where you know the outpost to be, and up towards Crescent City.
Actually, if we're moving 5 squares a day, this 5th square that we were just in would have been a camp. Because that would have been square number 5.
No, yeah, like getting out of Withervale doesn't really. You guys were. Brahm would have walked you out, and you guys are fine. You're approaching about.
Okay.
Right now in this square, you guys are approaching about 6 to 7 p.m. And, well, actually 7 to 8 p.m. And the sun, to be setting around 9.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And as you guys are kind of out in the open, You have a better view north and south. I'm going to need another D20, please.
I'll do it this time around.
Ooh.
All right. So as you guys are kind of up on this little plateau, taking a brief break. You see the sun kind of setting. You guys see the sun kind of setting behind you towards Withervale, towards your back, and you guys are kind of all spinning around, just getting a view of the land. And as you look north towards your destination, you see a few people dressed in some kind of leathery-looking clothing walking north. You're having a hard time discerning the number of people because they're not super far away, but you're guessing like 4 to 8. You're not very precise.
Is the NCR sending patrols out this far?
I mean, it would be kind of late for a patrol, wouldn't it? At least this far out?
Liam and Bishop, you guys know what kind of the NCR is wearing these days. It doesn't look like they're unless they got new doodads. It doesn't look like their armor or their colors, and they don't have a flag. You know they like to carry some flags.
Yep, definitely not NCR. In which direction are they heading?
North.
Okay, so the direction
we're
we're going. I mean, they don't seem to be looking over their shoulders, do they? Like, they've noticed us, or they're expecting people to be following them?
They have not looked back at all that you can tell. And they don't seem like they're running at all. They're just kind of walking, kind of like you guys have been. With purpose, but not running.
Gotcha. Any pack animals among them?
None that you can tell, no.
Okay. I'd just say we keep on walking. Could be a caravan, for all we know. Provided they don't give us any mind, we won't give them any mind.
I thought
They
this
wanna
is where we
stop
were
and-
stopping.
I mean, we could get a little bit further before it got dark.
Yeah, you guys are you can tell from where you're at, especially up on this little intersection, the sun is not quite set, but within the hour, it's going to be set and pretty dark here.
And you said how far off were they?
You're having a hard time kind of being able to tell with the sun setting and the shadows being cast. You're going to guess anywhere between 300 to 500 feet off.
Okay. I mean, we could just leave them be, set up camp for the night, settle in a little early, get an early start tomorrow.
I'm okay with that.
Sounds like a plan.
No fight is a good fight.
Okay, so you guys
I'm
are
not so sure.
you setting up camp on the intersection itself, or are you going to look for a place to set up camp?
Probably using whatever daylight we have left. Possibly look for a relatively sheltered place.
Did I miss a question? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to make a side comment, but it's not important.
Oh, it's always important.
There's some good fights. I've had a few.
Judging by the last one, I'd say no.
Fine.
And because of your last interaction, speaking of the last fight, you guys are kind of getting the impression that if you stay where you're at right now in the middle of the road, the people walking by might be the least of your worries, because you remember that the sands got to you guys even though you were on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm all for finding some shelter.
Yep. Just in case if something whips up in the middle of the night.
All right. I mean, if you guys are looking for shelter, you could do one person roll the survival and somebody that's proficient help them, or whatever you guys want to do.
I am proficient with a +3. I am willing to roll or help.
I am proficient with a +4, same.
I'm proficient with +5.
Okay, you're rolling. Someone assist me.
What?
You
There's
will
no.
help.
I'm +6.
I'm +5.
Let's
think
just
at
say
this
you
point-
get assistance.
Yeah.
We helped you.
That's some assistance.
That could be the difference between finding poor shelter and passable shelter.
Yeah. So with a 20, that was Ethan, right? You're kind of scouting out. Yeah. With a 20, you find like just down the north path off the side of the road where it kind of dips down. You see a few sizable. They look like a cross between a pine tree and a cactus. You're not quite sure what it is, but there's like 4 or 5 of them in a row. And they seem like they might provide some good shelter from both sight and wind. If you guys want to set up over there, or you can probably continue in. You can see just down the street some sorts of buildings becoming like kind of in the view as the sun sets. So if you want to push and go a little further down the road, you might be able to get to one of those buildings, but it would be dark by then.
I'm fine here.
Yeah, stick with what we've got.
Yep.
We don't need to rush to our apparent suicides after all.
All right, so you guys are taking up camp on this little kind of dip on the side of the road?
Yes,
Sounds good to me.
All right, cool. So the sun officially sets, and it kind of is this weird, like, pretty green glow as you look back towards Withervale and kind of walk off the side of the road. And these 4 trees seem to guard you pretty well. You can't really see the north road anymore. Definitely can't see the people that you were looking at before, but they didn't seem to turn around or even notice that you were there anyway. So you make your way down into this little alcove. Do you guys, do any of you set up a tent or anything, or a sleeping bag, or are you all just kind of laying on the ground?
I have a tent and a sleeping bag.
Oh, wow. Is it like a sleeping bag for 5 or just for Anders?
Nope. Tent for 1, sleeping bag for 1. Screw you guys. And it's even got a zipper that only opens from the inside.
For safety.
For privacy.
Is anybody setting up a fire or nomming on some stuff?
That's right.
Because none of you, unless you are doing so and not saying so, no one has eaten or drank din.
I have been eating and drinking as is required to not get exhaustion.
Ditto.
I'm never really that hungry.
I get my gross water and my yellow paste, and then just eat in a bowl.
Yeah. And I'm munching on MREs.
Are you munching on the MREs that require heat to, activate? Or are you doing those packed meals?
There was nothing specified about the MREs needing heat.
Oh, you're doing like the little packaged on the road meal?
Yeah, basically.
Those are so tasty. They even come with a salt packet. Lucky duck. Okay. And fancy. 12-18, you're watching the flesh sacks eat their stuff. Anders, I imagine you're the type that would leave the crusty orange stuff in the bowl as you go to sleep, or are you rinsing it out or something?
I'm sure he's licking it clean.
That bowl has a very thick layer of orange crust on it. I have not washed that bowl in a while.
It's the same shit.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait, it's a waste of water.
Yeah, 12-18, that doesn't irk you. Like, you just like fixing them as humans. You don't necessarily like going around and tidying up.
No, like, their mess is their mess. He's just making sure they function. And continue to function. If there's, like, little, like, like the actual size scorpions, you might kick those out of the way, but, generally, he'll just... Especially with Anders, he's kind of like he's kind of one of those like glitch in the Matrix things because he's already dead, but he's not, and he already died. But do I still keep him from not dying? Like it's this.
For the last time, I never died. Christ's sake, I just melted a little bit.
Does the question mark appear on 12-18 again?
Like when he gets confused, there might be like memes or something that happen across his face, like that meme of the lady with all the like math, like something equivalent to that when he's trying to figure something out.
We gotta roll those in.
Does the Fallout universe have memes? Like, did those exist at any point? I'm sure they had to have.
Yeah, I'm sure whoever created 12-18 was super clever and very funny, and would definitely have programmed 12-18 to be as such.
Her name was Sydney, and she was weird.
Yeah, have you dug into your backstory about that yet, or no?
Yeah, I have it like half written up. I just keep getting busy.
Hey, that's
not
okay.
Actually sit and type.
That's alright. And if you guys want to ad-lib stuff, a campfire on the side of the road before you don't die is a great place to do so. Just fly. Alright, so everybody's eating their dinners. Liam, you're not hungry, are you? Not really.
I just eat whenever I find food. Haven't found any. I'm good to go.
Bishop, you, as you're finishing your MRE, you notice right behind where Liam is another one of those bushes that you guys saw off the side of the road up there. And you hear another blop.
Is this one, like, very much closer?
It's, like, just beyond the trees that are kind of blocking you guys from the north.
Yeah, I mean, I can go and poke at it. See what's up with it, if it's not too far away.
Yeah, it's not too far away. I mean, it is a little dark, so... but you can definitely kind of see what you're doing. Did you guys light a campfire or no? I don't remember.
Probably would have. Because I'm assuming the nights get a little cold around here.
Yeah, the nights do get cold. You haven't really... I mean, you spent the last one in a jail, sort of. And other than that, at the NCR outpost or wherever the other 3 spent them. But yeah, they get pretty chilly without the sun to warm stuff up. So a campfire would probably be pretty normal if you're spending... I mean, it would be normal to not spend your days out here, or your nights out here. But yeah, campfire would be normal. So you can see the bush by the light of the campfire. And as you kind of creep a little closer, you see berries, like dark purple berries on this bush, about half the size of the tree. It's a pretty sizable berry bush, and it has a few of them left. It doesn't look like a ton of them. It looks kind of there's some broken twigs around the bush at the bottom, almost as if somebody kind of beat you to it a little bit on one side.
Gotcha. I mean, I'll pick a few. And if I get, like, any juices on my finger, I'll taste the juice to see if it's, like, super bitter. Like, indicative that it's not something that should be eaten.
You get some of the juice. You kind of take one off and you pinch it in between your thumb and your forefinger, and it, like, almost, poetically pops real bright, and you get some purple juice on your fingers, and you taste it. And it's very sweet. Like, if you've ever had some of the weird syrups from IHOP, like the strangely vibrantly colored syrups from them, it's almost sickeningly sweet berries. Tastes pretty good.
Well, if it tastes pretty good, I'll pop a couple in my mouth. And I'll pick what I can and take it to the rest of the camp.
Yeah, you get like a little, I don't know, maybe a sugar buzz. I don't know, something feels good. You feel pretty good about these berries. They're both, satisfying to eat, but also they almost taste like a little juice. So they're pretty good.
Side note, I definitely want Nuka-Cola to come in pancake syrup flavors, all glowy and shit, like IHOP syrup. Sorry, that's the best interjection I have.
Nah, I mean, I could go with it.
All right, so it's gotten pretty dark now. After Bishop comes back with his little stash of berries, and he's just kind of nomming on those.
Yeah, I'd be passing them around, sharing them. I'm not greedy, not in that way. Find some landmines and grenades, that might change, but
But berries, you're cool with sharing.
Yeah.
All right, so some communal berries are had or at least taken by some other people.
I'll pass, thanks.
Liam, you should eat.
Oh no, I'm fine. I've done this heaps of times before. They call me the best marcher in my old unit. I could go for days.
Humans cannot go for days.
Sure we can. Or I can.
Sure we can, but not something you easily do.
It must have been from the vault I'm from. Maybe they did something to us. I don't know. But just really good at not having to eat or drink much. Plus the kids need it more than I do. It's a good thing. Thanks for picking those. Could have asked me if they were poisonous or not, but
Yeah, I figured if it tasted fine, they'd be fine to eat.
Not always.
It's not always how it works.
Indeed. It's the wasteland for a reason.
All right. So Liam, you're saving them for Maeve, saving them in a little pouch or something.
Yep.
All right. Cool. In the pouch they go. How are you guys, now that it's gotten pretty dark, are you guys, shooting the shit around the campfire? Are you starting to go to sleep? Have you guys, is everybody going to sleep at once?
I'll take first watch. It's no problem.
Yeah, since 1218 only needs to be in stasis for 4 hours, he'll be awake for as much as it as much of it as they're sleeping.
I'll take second watch if you guys want me to.
Yeah, and I can take last watch. There's something nice about watching the sunrise.
All right. So the order is Liam, 1218, Anders, Bishop.
Yep.
And Ethan just gets to sleep through the night. He had a rough night last night, so it makes sense, I suppose.
Mighty appreciated. Conks out. Sorry, I was talking with the roommate till just now.
All right, so okay. All right, Liam, can I have you roll a d20, please, sir? All right, yeah, you kind of stash your berries away, and everybody kind of gets settled into their onesie sleeping bags as they see fit. And you settle into your first watch, and you're starting to hear like very, very distant animal sounds of some kind, but nothing that sounds very nearby. And the wind has died down a lot. You barely even hear it from where you guys are at down below, kind of the road there. And your watch passes uneventfully, and I imagine you go over to 1218. 1218, are you in stasis? Are you sleeping? What does that look like?
If he's in stasis, he's just sort of standing and not moving.
I
And his screen is out.
tap it on the. Well, does it have a shoulder or an arm or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally
tap it.
humanoid shaped, kinda.
1218. You awake?
His screen will come on.
It's your go.
Right. Go
Alright.
sleep.
Think I will. Have a good one.
Okay, and 1218. All right, you blip awake, and Liam passes out probably surprisingly quickly. And you kind of are just keeping an eye on what's going on. Any slight little noise, I imagine, kind of makes you tilt your head in that direction, and your watch passes uneventfully. And you know that Anders volunteered. The next up, Anders, are you off snoring?
Quietly, but I'm snoring, definitely.
Quiet snoring.
His windpipes are a little eroded. Cut him a break.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, it's coming at two different holes at this point.
At least the flesh isn't like flapping with every breathe in, so that's good.
Yeah, that's another 50 years from now.
All right, Anders, you wake up for your shift.
Sure do.
1280 would have. 1280 is not particularly gentle. Like, he's not purposefully being like a douche about things, but just kind of shove to get him to wake up.
So, does 1218 actually have, like, a sense of touch? Or is it all just monitored through, like, how much pressure is being exerted back against whatever you're touching? Like, you got pressure sensors, but not...
Yeah, I like, he doesn't, or it does not experience things the way like a living creature would. It's all sensor inputs to however it's being processed. So I imagine he has enough sensors to like know how much not to break something. Like, he could hold his guns and not crush them, or not crush a person. But it's not the same sort of sensation as it would be somebody, like, actually having a sense of touch. Like, temperature is probably like, this is this degrees and therefore dangerous, as opposed to, ow, it's hot, you know?
Yeah.
Well, if you're rough waking Anders up, you're going to get a little kick.
Okay. Your turn.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So you wipe off whatever orange powder was left that you missed. Unfortunately, didn't get into the bowl. And you take your watch. Can you roll me a d20, please, sir?
Hey! I hope that's good. And not awful.
All right. So you wake up for your shift and you kind of sit up and it's kind of boring. I imagine you're not really the type that enjoys watching over other people. And you guys are all kind of positioned behind those 4 tall trees, and you start to hear some kind of like it's not you've heard the wind rustle the tree and the bush nearby, but this rustling is different, and it's kind of further out. It's like non-rhythmic. With the wind, you notice the cycle of it coming and going. This is not a natural sound. Can you give me a perception check?
That's okay. Hopefully.
Okay. You hear that noise kind of getting a little bit closer. And you hear like a little tiny like a pitter patter. And before you're able to even really get up, you see something run right past the bottom of your sleeping bag. And it looks to be like a gnarly looking rodent type thing that must have been running from up north, making all that ruckus.
Well, shit. I'm scrambling out. Well, I wouldn't have been in the sleeping bag. I would have been out near the fire probably, but I scramble by and try to stay within the light, but look out for it. Gun drawn, make sure it's not coming at me.
Yeah, it ran. It was running towards the trees and towards the fire, and then you must have rustled and scared it away. It sounded a lot bigger than it actually was. It was probably about the size of your hand or so as it scurries past.
Oh, then I'm less spooked.
Are you? I like thinking of Anders getting all uppity.
I'm machete spooked instead of spooked.
All right, your machete amount of spooked, which is even still probably too much for this squeak that just
Of course,
scampered in and then scampered right back out when he saw you lit from below by a campfire, which I'm sure is pretty terrifying. And the rest of your shift passes pretty uneventfully. And it's about like 3:30, 4 in the morning, and it's about time for Bishop to take over.
Give him a couple of hard pokes.
Yeah. What's up?
You wanted to see the sunrise, right? Get on out there.
That time already. Fantastic.
Sure is.
So, he'll go ahead and get up. And he'll take his watch.
All right. And okay. Yeah, you're pretty lucky. you start to hear some horrible sounding bug off in the distance, almost creaking its morning creaks, and you see as your watch goes by, you start to see little peaks of light coming from the east. And the whole sky off towards the east just goes from a deep black to a deeper purple blue, and as the sky kind of brightens up. And your watch goes by pretty uneventfully, but you are pretty lucky because you got to see something that not many people see, which is the sunrise, out in the middle of the wastelands, from a pretty good vantage point. And the sun rises, and your watch is over, and you can feel free to rouse the rest of you guys if you want to get an early start. But the sky is now sufficiently not dark, and it's about 6:30 in the morning.
Cool. Yeah, let's poke everybody. Get them up.
Poke, poke. You guys heading out right away?
I'd say so, yes.
Cool.
After packing up my things, thank you for reminding me to say that, Liam.
And Liam takes out one of the berries. Just so you know, I am eating. There. Happy?
Never.
Okay.
All right. Everybody's packed up their stuff, and you guys are walking back up to the road?
Yeah.
All right. As you guys kind of pack up all your stuff and clamber on up the little hill to back to the road, you meet the sun officially. You, as soon as all of you get up there, you hear, what sounds like gunshots directly north. It sounds pretty far away, but, loud enough to hear them. And
Cap says it's that group we passed us.
You hear a couple more shots.
Shall we go check it out? It's on the way.
Yeah, might as well. We're going to be walking by it one way or the other.
Best be prepared.
All right, feel free to move forward as you will. You guys kind of come up. Whoa. Jeez. All right, we'll stop there. You guys come up about 500 feet or so, and as the shots start getting louder, you look ahead, and you see what looks like a metal fencing of some kind ahead, blocking the road ahead of you. And you see a couple people, a couple heads popping up from behind that. And you start to hear some voices from behind there.
Yeah, let me tell you about fucking Nova, man. Ugh, God, she's such a bitch.
Yeah, but Regan's gonna get pretty pissed that we're wasting all this ammo. But it's fun, right?
We fucking yeah, man.
Rat-a-tat-tat a couple more times. Wait, let me try yours. Here, give me your gun, and you.
Fuck off! Go get your own.
I have my own. Give me your gun. I want to use your gun. I'm almost out of ammo anyway.
No, fuck that.
And as you guys are walking up, and you hear this go on, they don't seem to be referencing you at all from what you can hear of the conversation. And you, the next time you hear the rat-a-tat-tat, nothing near you is getting hit. It looks like the guns are even pointed into the sky.
What kind
You
of
guys can
dumb
put
arse
yourself on
waste ammo?
Bottom on the map.
This is incredibly foolish.
Fucking amateurs.
You're telling me. how many rounds I've heard go off, we could have probably killed an NCR patrol.
Hey,
Sorry,
now.
I'm gonna go ahead and extend the map.
Well, you've been hearing it. You know that's true.
You're right.
And if you guys want to put yourselves in at the very bottom of the map, there isn't a whole lot of cover around here. Like there's the road, obviously, and you've got some of those bushes that you pick the berries off to the side. But there's no trees or anything. Luckily, you guys were kind of coming around a slight curve, and you're guessing that that's probably the reason that they didn't see you yet. What are you doing?
I make note of where those bushes are. I don't seem to have died overnight, so they have to be good.
You gotta Jones in for some berries. Got it.
Hey man, they're super sweet.
I'm happy to just kind of hang back and not really engage with these people right away.
I can flank around the side. They won't notice me.
So what, are we going around him, or are we just gonna walk?
Well, it kind of looks like a barricade. And I don't like that.
I thought Regan said these guys would be up at dawn and coming after us. The hell?
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, but he's always a fucking idiot. Like, he can't even see. Gee.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. Regan's a girl. I mean, she's a little butch, but... Okay, a lot butch, but whatever. Should we shoot some more? Are they awake?
Fucking... Like, I mean... Shit, I mean, I guess we could go down. I don't want to, like, walk.
Can 1213 throw a hologram up there? Project a hologram.
What's the range on the hologram?
It doesn't have one. I think it's supposed to be similar
Minor
to...
illusion, right?
Yeah.
I want to
30 feet? Where are you trying to put it?
Let's see. Hold on. I don't think he can reach. Yeah, no. I was gonna say, like, up here.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you can do it, like, within 30 feet if you'd like. That might be around the curve, so they might be able to see you. Or see it, rather. But, yeah, not back where they are. Unless you come around the flank and scurry among the bushes and hope that they hide you.
Can try. Scurry this way, and then maybe have it, like, running up alongside him this way. Well, what I was thinking was, like, recreating the giant scorpion thing, and, like, have it rush them. Because they don't seem very smart.
Well, if it's like minor illusion, then it can't move.
Well, that's why he was going to move up alongside it.
Alright, so which way are you trying to go?
And I can combo that with the trick thing, maybe, but they have to, if they see him, he will do that. So we'll stealth up this way.
Okay, go ahead and give me that stealth check there. Before you
Yes.
go super far.
Where
I'm
is
actually gonna move back.
stealth?
While she starts moving out, Ethan's gonna start going the other way, probably.
Roll, please. Roll, please. Oops.
Okay, so you're a robot.
Yes. And
Okay.
see how, what do they do?
Regan, she said to stay put. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Yeah, well, yeah, dude, it's fucking right there, like right there, and the one on the left is clearly pointing. Why are you shooting your gun nowhere?
Where?
So, 1213, like the one that's pointing at him, he's gonna start frantically pointing over this way, or within 30 feet of that way, and he needs here. Let me plop that to whichever one is pointing at him. So he'll like point back, get that guy's attention because he already has his attention.
That is definitely Sutton. This guy Sutton right here. All right, and that's a int save. All right, we will go ahead and let that happen, and then if we can get some initiative on the table, please.
Sure.
Actually, I lied. Let me first do that. Now we can get some initiative on the table.
Really need to do all my macros again.
I need some 1218 memes with this stuff.
Well, he's going to hologram over towards.
I like that.
It's great.
Like in the bushes over here, within 30 feet of him, make the big scorpion. And like he's gesturing wildly, like he's saying there's something over there. Like he's trying to help them and warn them of this big scary scorpion. But
Okay. I'm sorry. So are we doing the trick or are we doing the minor illusion?
First the trick, and then the illusion thing.
Okay, because
Like
I'll do
as
one
a
action
combo.
before initiative kicks in, because it's not action bonus action.
Well, he'll
So-
try to get them to turn their direction over this way.
Sounds great.
And
All right,
then
we'll
when
go
it's
with
his turn, the hologram will pop up and there'll be big pincers and stuff coming up out of the bush.
Excellent. I love it. All right. There we go. All right, so we will do...
Ethan has an interesting thing around his token.
Yeah, so this is one of the other benefits of API. Also, it really helps with the stream because it will now auto-zoom to whoever's turn it is. I don't know if it auto-zoomed for you guys.
Maybe.
It did not, but that's still really cool.
Yeah, well, Ethan's more or less centered on my screen.
Yeah. For me, it's a really obnoxious pull, but it does work.
All right.
So... Yeah, Ethan, take it away. Jesus
Right.
Christ, you're serious.
Have they seen him yet?
So 1218 has been the only person that's been pointed out. I'm human-looking figure, whatever. Has been the only thing that's been pointed out.
No.
Drawing
But-
attention, hopefully.
Yes. This is pretty open terrain. Like these bushes are pretty thin, but
Yeah, we're gonna go on over there. Oop, fuck. There-ish. I guess we can measure. And
Okay.
you're just gonna hide. If that's even possible within the terrain. Crouch down low between, it looks like, the bushes, or...
I mean, yeah, you can duck down and you can try to put yourself out of sight of. I mean, yeah, they're kind of far away. I can see that.
Alright.
Go ahead and give a stealth. It will be at disadvantage if you want to pull. Try to pull this one out here.
Fair enough. 11.
Okay. Yeah. So you're trying to meld into the the earth as much as you can. You're starting to cough a little bit though. It's getting a little dusty.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, fine. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that'll just be his turn.
All right. Desmond, you can see and you can hear people starting to commotion up ahead.
Right. I genuinely don't know what I want to do.
Throw berries at him.
No. So speaking of berries, is this one of the bushes that has berries on it?
Yeah, it sure is.
People with guns are the higher priority, though. That's ammunition. Ammunition is scarce enough.
Stupid, distracted by nom-noms.
He'll make note of the bush. And, you know what? He will try to move up some as well. Trying to use the scrub life as cover as best as possible. And kind of try to pull what Ethan pulled. So a stealth at disadvantage?
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, I imagine you guys are like cats trying to like flatten yourselves and stop moving. So if you don't move, they can't see you.
Yeah. Also, as a bonus action, before I go, I will give. I'll give Anders inspiration. The bardic kind. So that is a D6. Word of wall. Wall of word. There we go.
Wow.
Basically, before he moves up, he's going to be like, listen, just don't spook them. You are kind of scary. And that's a 5 on my stealth.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that you're exactly one with the dirt. You've got it on lockdown.
Don't scare him. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Yeah, additional distraction.
All right, and anything else for you?
No, that's action, bonus action, movement. So, all I got.
Cool. Also, a new part of this API. If you are finished with your turn, you can actually click EOT if it's your turn, and it'll advance the next thing in the turn order. If you don't feel like doing that, don't worry about it. You hear some grumbling from up ahead. What the hell's going on? Is it? Oh, you're pointing. What the hell are you pointing at? I'm pointing at that thing. That thing over there. As he starts pointing, he actually raises his rifle. Oh, intelligence save. Let's see if he raises his rifle. What's the DC on the trick? 12-18?
12.
So no, he is not tricked. He points and says, "Yeah, that giant pink-headed thing." And he takes one shot and 2 shots. It looks like his gun is not able to reach you. Like his distance marker's a little off. Liam.
Well, the other two are trying to stealth, so I'm just gonna move up. Let me see. Yep. And then I'm gonna try to hide. Disadvantage?
Yes. It's getting a little less bad. Like as you start to move up and there's just a little bit more foliage, you might be able to pull off something later down the line, but this is still kind of, I'm in the middle of the road.
Huh. Well, that's all I can do.
All right. And that brings us to 12:18. Athy?
If you are speaking, your mic is muted.
Yeah, sorry, I clicked the thing. He's moving up, and as he's gonna stop himself like right in front of Liam, and continuing to gesture over to where he was. Then he's gonna create the hologram of the scorpion that they were fighting, just kind of like rear up out from behind these. How far can he reach? 30 feet, so like over like these bushes area, just kind of like rear up and start snapping its pinchers, etc.
Okay.
Shoot at that, not at these guys.
So, all right. That definitely. Any bonus actions? Anything that accompanies that?
No.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. And as we come to Anders, give me a second here as we do some. As we bring it over to Anders, we actually will see a raider come out of this bush up here and be pointing at this scorpion and saying, "What the hell? Where did that come from? Oh, it's guys, look! It's like a 3D picture of a scorpion." And while he doesn't believe that it exists, it has driven him into some shock and kind of exposed where he was. Anders.
All right. I think I am just going to go right up the road.
So can you back up one square? Your passive is 13?
Sure is.
So the rocks kind of on the path ahead of you, so they're kind of a little bit broken up, but one of them is kind of standing out to you as being a little bit too perfectly circular.
Can I get a ping as to which one?
It's covering this kind of squares area. It looks it's definitely it's in the square ahead of you. It is a very, very perfectly round stone.
I'm gonna avoid the hell out of that. and take a just kind of sidestep it a little bit. As for an action, let me see. Damn it. I'll try to take the disadvantage shot on the guy who just popped out of the bush.
Okay. Guns blazing.
Yeah, fuck it. 6.
So it looks like you're aiming for the rad scorpion, and you definitely clearly put a revolver bullet through that rad scorpion's head.
Great. Revenge.
100% what happens.
I'm getting flashbacks already.
All right. And anything else for you?
That's all for me.
All right. The less intelligent, less observant gentleman up ahead sees somebody come in up the main road and says, "Well, yeah, we're gonna. Oh, nope, not baseball bat. We're gonna get him." No. He looks like he's using a very crudely made gun. It's kind of rusted, not well taken care of. Another guy comes out of this camp area. And then the last bits, before the beginning of the next round, a gentleman is going to appear out of this bush. He is not happy that Anders went around the mine instead of over top of it. Not excited about that at all. And I'm sorry, guys, he rolled 20 on his stealth. Can't do nothing.
I'll allow it.
He's going to close in that gap, and he is definitely going to Baseball Town. 17?
That'll hit.
All right, so that's just for the 6 and 18.
Also will hit, obviously.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and add him. All right, so I'm going to add 2 people onto the turn order. Then we're going to come back to the top of the round with Ethan. There we go. And there I did it. Now the wind starts to pick up just a little bit as you guys make your way up this road.
Ethan's gonna move up to the bush he just watched a raider come out of.
Definitely nothing will go wrong.
And he is going to take a shot at previously mentioned raider with his cowboy repeater.
Okay.
16.
16. Yeah. You managed to hit this guy and also not hit Anders. Woo! Multifaceted.
That's appreciated.
5. That is minimum.
Yeah, your bullet clips barely even grazes the side of his cheek. And it looks like he's had way more badass scars than that, so not bugging him.
And you can take bonus action to hide in the bush.
Okay, go ahead and give me that stealth. This one you can make it regular since you're literally inside of the bush.
Still low.
Yeah, unfortunately, that does not cut, and it also will triggered a ready action from a gentleman that was also having the exact same idea as you.
Oof.
16?
It's
And oh my god, 21?
I'm down.
And as you guys see Ethan approach and try to duck down into... Actually, that first one won't hit. The bush does give partial cover. So that's only that'll add 2 to your armor class. Bishop, you see Ethan try to get into the bush and settle down, but it looks like he is also having the same stealth issues that you were. What do you do?
Let's see. Well, I am actually going to go help out Anders. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to draw out my stun baton, and he's going to get a good whack.
So a 15 will hit. Are you choosing to activate said stun baton?
Yes.
All right. You send a jolt through him. He looks at you and he's gonna really? You think you can shock us?
He still takes.
I promise
lightning
I'll never
damage.
laugh again, guys. Don't worry about it.
Did you ever?
You tried to electrocute the electric.
Now you get
Just
it.
a name.
I know.
Let's see. And... Damn, I should have done my bonus action first. You know what? I'm going to taunt him.
Okay.
So as a bonus action, I'm going to look at him and say, "Yeah, well, you're going to be deader than my friend Anders over there." And he'll need to make a wisdom save against my charisma modifier thing, which is a 14.
Yeah, no.
So-
I hate ghouls.
Just think, you're going to be in worse condition than he is by the time we're done.
All right, so this is what disadvantage on next, basically anytime he rolls a d20. Yep. Okay.
And that's right, I can click end of turn.
All right. As there's a couple of stragglers coming from the back. They do seem to be moving up. And someone goes, what the why didn't you say there was anything about a stupid scorpion? And he, instead of taking the full movement forward, he actually walks forward, sees that, and then steps behind this. Sutton, still behind his cover. does he have? Ethan's a little bit over 2 barricades. That's only over 1. Yeah, he's going to take some pot shots at 12-18. These seem to be a little bit more on the money. Seems like his distance is less of an issue. 18?
Mm-hmm.
And if 15, then 15.
Nope.
All right. It's that one. That one's making the scorpion. Which brings us to Liam.
Ah, damn it, this is all going to custard. I'm gonna hide in the bush.
Real quick, because I think I made a mistake. Is the red our HP?
Yes,
Yes.
red.
Green. Okay, what was the green? Because I have to fix it.
So green is your armor class,
Okay.
and blue is your passive perception.
Okay. Armor class. Oh. Fixing. Okay. Yep, that's better. Sorry.
I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I love to permanently reduce your armor class. You want to do that? That's totally cool with me. But Liam, it is going to custard. You are in a bush.
And I yell out something very obvious to Anders. Anders! Aim for that bloke's heart! That's a real nasty spot. Just give him advantage on his next attack.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna take
Advantage
a...
plus that d6 would be a very good combination.
It's a lot of dice.
And then I'm gonna take a pot shot at Duke with my pistol. Never thought I'd have to use this.
Oh man, never thought you'd have to use it, but you're pretty good. It's a very clean shot, well executed. Still only it seems to slow down Duke a little, but definitely your training is definitely paying off here. Oh Billy, oh Billy. Billy is making those shots. Ethan, you are there. You are in his range. He is taking it. But he's not taking it well. It's definitely not working for him. Seeing that his bush is kind of blown, he's gonna run behind here, and kind of just rest a little bit. Which brings us over to Max, who's just like, no, it's not a real scorpion, guys. Just because it startled me out of my spot. See? And he like literally stands in the scorpion, as he turns to take a shot at Liam. If a 17 does it, that's going to be 3. These guys look to be using really crappy guns.
Do I have cover like Ethan does, or no?
That's 2. Yeah, bushes are going to be 2.
Then it misses.
All right. So yeah, see it. That one can't make rad scorpions appear. That'd be dumb. Which brings us to 12-18.
So he is going to take out his pistol or revolver, fire at Max up there. Make fun of his.
So your first one's all gravy town. Goes right into him just as you planned. In your offhand, I didn't know robots had that dominant hand thing, but
He's literally going to remove his offhand and like shove it back in and click it back into space again. 'Cause that was wrong.
You just kind of turn the hand off and then back on.
Pretty much. They come out.
That's better than blowing into a video game cartridge.
No, that's the programming cartridge that's in her head.
All right. What are we at? Bonus action, movement.
I think he's going to kind of scoot back a bit here where the bush is, hoping for a bit of cover. Crouch and watch. Like, not hiding, but just... And that's it for now.
You definitely use Liam as effective cover. Anders.
Anders is pissed. Anders is going to stab somebody.
Do it.
I'm going to use that D6.
Well, hold on. You had advantage, right?
Yeah, that's still 12.
Yep. So you definitely put that machete into Duke.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
It's a dragging slash kind of down his arm, and he looks like he's getting tired.
That's a pretty baseball bat. I might take it when I'm done with you.
No. I'm gonna be done with you. As more of these guys behind here are taking bad shots with bad guns. Who's closest? Ethan is the most apparent, but disadvantage and bushes kind of obscuring the shot. God damn it, baseball bat. So it's a 16. Okay.
It would make it effectively a 14 if he's getting cover from the bushes.
Yeah, and that moves on there. We do see one other guy. He's like, "Oh, really? Like it's not real? Like I can just stand in it?" Clearly enamored with the fact that this is not a real rad scorpion. He's like, "Oh yeah, but there's a guy there, and I can shoot him, and he's close." Pew! I'm assuming that goes wide of Liam, as Duke brings out the bat at Anders. Because sometimes you just gotta hit a home run. This one's at disadvantage, so 13.
That's a miss.
Alright, second one at regular, 19.
That'll hit.
Alright. It's no longer taunted. Except for, his own brain capacity. Ethan!
Alrighty. We are going to... try to bonus action hide. Actually, no, we're gonna take a shot first at which one is that? Max, I think. Does
Yeah.
we're gonna take a shot at Max with the repeater. 13.
13's definitely gonna do it. These guys look like
Alright.
they're wearing decoration, not actual armor.
That's a 7 for damage.
And you see Max dancing in the rad scorpion. Kind of like as he's standing near the tail stinger of the scorpion, your repeater round actually goes through him at the same spot. So it kind of looks like that rad scorpion stung him to death.
And we're gonna try to move bushes and psych them out and hide.
It's a classic strategy of moving bushes. I
And-
like it.
And so I have the silent running feat, where if I'm moving slowly, I get advantage on a stealth check because I'm moving like less than half my speed. Do I get that advantage?
As written, yep.
Alrighty. That's a 16.
All right. You are relatively concealed. That's action, that's bonus, that's movement. All good?
Yep.
All right. Bishop.
Yeah. Bishop is going to take another swing. And he will... Yeah, he'll activate the stun feature again.
Shocking.
Oof. Be incapacitated, bitch.
Duke, focusing all his attention on Anders and trying to just, go to town, leaves himself open just for a second, and that's all you need. You
Yep,
gotta
he's
club the
incapacitated,
things out.
knocked prone, and has no movement. He can make another con save at the end of his turn.
All right.
So,
And anything else?
He'll stow the stun baton and draw his cowboy. Well, next turn he'll draw his cowboy repeater. So right now he's bare-handed.
All right.
And that will be it.
Prime sees the guy in the red scorpion go down and says, what is going? Are we just gonna let him keep killing us? And he takes a shot at Liam that's never gonna hit. And the guy says, this guy Sutton behind the barrier says, well, we're not gonna let them kill us. If you stood behind stuff. He was not shooting at Ethan last round, so he's not actively looking for him. But Liam's there, and a guy dressed in the NCR outfit looks a little bit more dangerous than a robot with a pink face and a gun. So Liam, 15 probably won't do it either, huh?
Negative.
You see Sutton pop up, take 2 shots at you, Liam, and then you see him disappear. Looks like he is laying down.
Oh, doesn't bother me. And I tell 1218, okay, aim for their heads if you're going to shoot next. It's really helpful. Remember, they're meat bags. And then I'm going to take a pot shot at Duke.
That failed.
I like that image so much better than whatever the original image was going to be. I think that's super appropriate for 1218.
Just keep it.
Nope.
Nope. Liam, can you go ahead and checkmark inspiration on your character sheet, specifically because you use the helpful action in a way that spoke to 1218 directly. If you already have inspiration checked on your character sheet, you may give it to any of the other characters. Or mine.
I'm gonna give it to Anders. He's going through a rough spot.
Oh, all right.
All right. Billy the Repeater Kid was looking for Ethan earlier. Let's see. if his target acquisition game is where it needs to be. It's not. He's going to take a shot at the only thing that's not blocked by one of his friends. Sorry, not sorry, Liam. Pew pew.
Both miss.
And then he also disappears. Laying down. 12-18.
12-18 will step out this way and will fire at Omega there for being so intelligent and dancing around inside a scorpion instead of hiding. Dang it!
So you say dang it, but you know, being reminded that meatbags have heads,
Yes.
actually you put one and it kind of nicks his ear and takes a little chunk off. He screams a little, but you know, only a little. Bears are tough, man. And I don't know why their specifically red bars are not adjusting, but I have to look into that. So for now, I'll just put an ouchie token on him.
Funny, the difference in the roles that I get between this character and last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have got to have the most critical fails I've ever seen rolled in one combat.
It's making up for Frigga. She was getting all the crits, like all of them. He's the karma character for her.
Balance in all things. Is that where you're stashing yourself there?
Yeah, in the bushes.
Oh, Anders.
So I've got a guy in front of me, on the ground, twitching a little. Is that correct?
Yep,
Yes.
yep, that's 100%.
Oh, I'm stabbing him through the goddamn chest. Will
Yeah,
the
so
11 do it?
yeah, the 11 will do it, and you get him in the chest, but like you didn't hit any organs, man. Like he was laying there. Like you couldn't just make it a clean kill.
Nah.
Anders is mean, guys.
Raider scum deserves to suffer.
Jared hears you say this, and he's like, "Nuh-uh, no, we don't."
Watch it, buddy. You're next.
And he takes a shot at you because you're talking crap. And it's a bad shot with a bad gun. But then he looks over and he sees the other two guys laying down, and he's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna do that too then." Omega. It's like, "Where did everybody go?" And then shoots the robot that, you know, stopped him from looking pretty for the rest of his life. And
To
then
be honest,
starts
with a face like that, he wasn't pretty to begin with.
booking it out of there.
Not even your mother would love that.
Apparently she didn't, otherwise he wouldn't be out here doing this.
You guys are so mean to my raiders. Alright,
Raiders.
Duke's still laying on the ground, but he's not convulsing. At this point, it is 7:15. If you guys want to continue pushing through, I'm sorry I didn't offer this at the beginning of the last round. We can definitely wrap this up here and now. I'm sorry, 7:15 for me, 8:15 for most of you. We can pick up at this point.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
I mean,
Sorry, I'm not.
I'm good to go.
I'm not trying to bias that. If you guys want to push through, I'm totally good. I'm just offering it as a, hey, does anybody have to go to sleep?
I am good to go if we are all good to go.
Ethan,
I'll keep going.
what's in the bush?
Is that
Maybe
a
they
spin
won't
on what's
know.
in the box?
Unfortunately, everything's a spin on what's in the box.
Alrighty. We're gonna take a shot at Omega.
Oh, his heart is broken.
It's a 20. Anywho,
Yeah, that'll do.
for 6 damage.
In that you have now literally broken his heart. There is a hole in it. It's not working anymore. He stops standing and then just kind of falls down a little bit, or a lot of it.
And Ethan's going to try and stealth up to this bush and bonus like stay in hiding.
Okay.
That's an 18.
That is a very high number. Although for you, I think that's
That is
average.
a 10 for me. That is the highest stealth I've rolled so far.
All right. And will that bring us to Bishop? Okay, we're gonna go to Bishop.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, so Duke's still on the ground?
Yeah, Duke's still breathing. I mean,
I think I'll let Anders have the satisfaction.
Took one look at this Duke boy, knew he was in a heap of trouble.
So, Sutton, Jared, and Billy are all behind full cover, essentially.
yes, they are all laying down behind that high barricade.
So, Amazon Prime up there's out in the open.
Return to
Man.
center.
I'm sorry. Did you just call him Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Make note, I'm going to give my kudos experience to him afterwards.
So, just to make sure that Anders doesn't miss a bonus action, I'm going to give him another Bardic Inspiration. Or do you still have the one that I gave you before?
I still have the one that you gave me before. I haven't missed it.
Then in that case, I will change that into Taunting Duke.
I mean, he's not going to get another turn between you and me.
This is a just in case.
Okay.
I'm going to look down at him as I'm drawing my cowboy repeater off my shoulder and be like, see? I told you, boy. We're going to make you worse than him.
You can kind of like see some droplets spit out.
Yep, so he'll need to make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
I'm sure he'll do that.
He actually
I'm
will.
actually sure he's do that.
Okay. And drawing the cowboy repeater, I'm going to take a shot at Prime. And miss horribly.
He's one day express, man. He's quick. Sorry, movement?
He is prone on the ground, which means... Nah, I'll stay here.
All right. Prime is kind of like, what the fuck? Where the hell did everybody's here?
After having a bullet whiz by him, okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You kind of hear from a gruff noise behind the barricade. Idiot, get back here! And trying to shoot at who's even visible? Liam, I guess, as he's running frantically. Ooh, let's not stretch his token forever. He's gonna book it out of there, and he's like, "Okay, guys, what are we getting ready to like take a nap?"
Oh my god, he is as dumb as a cardboard box.
Sutton's gonna take a stand up. He's gonna look around. He doesn't like what he's seeing here. That's a lot of people. That one has a rifle, and he doesn't have cover. So that's the one he's gonna shoot at. So Bishop.
Let me double check. I think that might touch me. It'll be a bad touch if it does. Yep, it touches me.
Alright, and the second one also.
Oof. Okay.
And then he takes a look around and says, "Where'd the fifth one go?" And lays back down. Or, squats down, maybe slant, puts his back against the wall. In any case, he's prone and he's full cover. Which brings us to Liam.
Does Anders or Bishop look hurt?
I'm a little hurt, but I'll, if you try to motion over to me, I'll give you a wave off.
Oh, I moved to Bishop. I just still got shot twice. Alright, I got you, buddy. And I'm gonna use a healer's kit on him.
All right.
I'm gonna have to get this jacket repaired again.
And you heal a whopping 7 points.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to pat Anders on the shoulder. You've got this. Kill that bastard. And give him advantage again.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that'll change your effect, but this guy is still laying on the ground.
Yeah, I get advantage against him already since we're in melee.
And I didn't snail him, so that wasn't clear. So if that, then that, but I just wanted to give you that opportunity to change that decision, if that affected your decision.
Nobody else I can do it to, so I wouldn't do it. And that's it.
All right. As Billy here stands up, he says, "What do you mean the fifth one? Didn't you shoot him and he's down or dead or some shit?" Pointing at 1218, he just kind of gets up and he's trying to assess which target he's going to shoot at. And that one's literally the closest to him. 15?
12-15?
For 1218, yeah.
Nope.
Guys, this is really not working. And 1218. He shot at you. What are you gonna do?
You didn't say he laid down again.
Sorry, he snailed. He laid down. Sorry, I'm trying to just put it on and then take it off and then put it on.
Drop the rad scorpion. No point of it anymore.
The rad scorpion's a little sad to hear this.
up that way, but can't do anything. You'll have cover entirely. He's gonna start moving up this way. And since they're not watching, he will try to hide. Or no, he will hold his action to fire at the next one that stands up.
All right. All right, so that's movement, that's action. Any bonuses?
Nope.
All right. Anders. He had a bat.
I'd like to pick up that bat if I'm allowed to, and use it against him.
He's still technically wielding it. But I'll give you a free athletics check to see if you can grab it out of his hands. This will count as your free interaction.
15.
For dear life, man, nah. He's got a grip on that like you wouldn't believe.
I told you I'm taking this bat! And I go to remove his arm.
Yeah, well, you disarm him and you also disarm him. As he, from the pure shock of that wound, falls unconscious and is rapidly bleeding out.
With the satisfaction of a clean kill, I'm gonna shake off some damage he gave me and give myself a second wind here.
All right.
Nice.
Solid. So, you rejuvenate yourself a little bit, kill the guy in front of you. Now you've got a machete, a bat, and an arm. What are you going to do?
I'm going to remove the arm from the bat, and I'm going to move.
I've realized I was muted. You didn't update your second one for second level. You have 9 from that.
Oh, you're right.
Minor
Since
detail.
Has been updated. All right, I'm going to get off the road.
But we only just got on the road for the day.
The road. It's less friendly than you think it is. The real Jared is going to stand up.
But it's a great Cormac McCarthy book.
He's just going to zip out a shot at
Athy, you are muted again. You are talking.
Anders?
He...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The lamb.
Whoa!
Hopefully in the head, like he was told.
Yeah. No, that's exactly like you were told. He stands up and just blown away. Just completely, shot in the head like a meat bag. And just evaporates. Duke is also dead here. You hear a couple of oh shits from behind the barricade. Ethan.
Alrighty. We are going to take a bonus action to just sprint on up to here. Bonus action dash.
Yeah, you see... you see Sutton and Prime laying down. You know that Billy's behind there, probably? but you don't have really good access to him.
And he is still just going to play it safe and hide. And would I have to re-roll that, or because they're lying down and couldn't see him anyways? Is it?
I mean, so they are laying, like they're kind of prone and they're listening behind them.
Gotcha.
I mean, they still have some awareness here.
Yeah. 24.
That is an obnoxiously high stealth roll. At this point, yeah, you're probably gonna be unnoticed. Once you in this close of a distance, once you start taking shots of a very loud gun, it's gonna become extremely hard to keep yourself unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So movement. So that was a dash and a hide. So that's action bonus movement.
Yep. That's up.
Bishop, you see Ethan sprinting forward, kind of like, duck running into the bush up ahead.
Gotcha. You mentioned there was a mine on the road, correct?
Yes, Anders saw a very circular, very oddly perfect rock in the road.
Okay, where is said rock?
Anders, how would you have pointed that out if you did?
I would have been walking or running or something up to about here, and then gone, oh shit, and kind of hop to the side a little bit.
So the mine is somewhere right there.
Yes, somewhere right around there.
Cool.
Liam, you also see the oddly perfectly shaped rock. It is right there.
So yeah, I'm going to go over and attempt to disarm it.
I'm sure that'll go extremely well.
Oh, you couldn't wait till I was gone.
It'll be fine. Explosives are kind of my thing. And let's see. That is an intelligence sleight of hand to disarm an explosive.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that bad boy.
And I have it at advantage thanks to Demolition Expert. 19.
Yeah, 19 will do it.
Sweet. So, I would like to take said mine.
Yeah, that happens.
Good. Let's see, that would have been 10 feet of movement. And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to start walking up the road.
Okay. Yeah.
Keeping an eye out for more goodies.
All right.
I have... And this is a fragmentation mine?
It is... It looks very basic. It actually looks a little bit improvised. Once you pick up the top part of it, once you get above the cover, the underside looks very janky wired. You're not quite sure what quality it's going to be. You're pretty sure it's going to explode.
That's good enough. I'm just trying to name it inside of my equipment that I'm carrying.
No idea. Label it Janky Raider Mine. And I
Janky
will
Raider Mine. Okay.
go from there. Any other actions on your round?
That would have counted as object interaction, or would that have been full action? I think that would have been full action.
Yes. The second one.
How far away is 1218? 35. Good. I am going to use my bonus action to give 1218 the D6 inspiration. Nice shooting, bucket of bolts. Let's see if you can do it again. Might give you a nice good oiling if you do.
Oh, gross.
Dirty.
Why are none of the images working?
Because you're pulling them from Imgur?
They don't work. That's where I pull all my images from.
Yeah, I think it's because it's HTTPS. Why it's not working.
All the ones that I have for everyone else are from there.
Hmm.
The one I'm trying to do.
Wait. All right.
Yeah, D6 you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Any attack roll, saving throw, yada yada. Bardic inspiration, essentially.
All right. Prime sees. Oh God, I don't even remember that poor guy's name. The other guy get his head blown clear off by 1218.
It was Jared.
Oh, poor Jared. And he just says, "Fuck that."
I wonder if he worked at State Farm and had a good life insurance policy.
Oh, I worked at
And
Subway.
He is getting up and he is running.
That's fucking awesome, Matthew.
Have to somehow get them to link into the thing.
Yeah, that's weird why it's not working. I tried clicking the link and it didn't go to anything, but that's amazing.
And you can see Prime just running north and being like, "I'm not fucking dying for this." And Sutton is like, "God fucking damn it. These rookies." And he stands back up and it's like, "Oh shit, everybody is coming in." Robot is the closest. So double repeater.
Double
Man,
nope.
if these guys could use the second side of it.
So, as an aside, I said I picked it up, the frag mine up. I didn't say that I put it in my bag. So I'm walking up the road with a frag mine in my hand. Kind of a nice, cackly, evil grin on his face.
Hope you don't get shot. Or it doesn't get shot.
We'll find out.
And then he is going to step to the side and go back, slam his back back onto that cover. Liam. One broke and took off. Two of them still trying to hold this barricade.
Double move to there.
Damn it! How do you post a GIF like that to chat?
Crap, it's been a while.
Brackets with a word, and then the link inside of parentheses.
Let's see. Image. I can type.
Alright, Liam, so that's a double move.
Then I tell 1218. See, I told you the head's a really, really good shot. Do it again. I just give her advantage again.
I give up.
Oh, that did something.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's the word image inside of brackets. And then the link inside of parentheses.
All right. Hearing some cheers and other things go out, Billy is also going to get his stand up on, and I'm not going to bother taking off the snails. Target assessment bad. The closest one is Anders, so he's gonna take some shots at Anders. And I don't know. Oh, it's because I have my turn tracker token selected. So Anders. And that first one though.
That's gonna hit.
Kind of like this grunt of success. And he starts moving this way, but he does duck back down again behind the barricade. 12-18. Had some shots took at you. Saw Anders took a good one.
Yeah, that guy's too far. I think same. He'll hold his action until one of these guys stands up, and then they will hopefully get another bullet to the brain pan.
I mean, you can't argue with the first results. Anders.
So that hurt. How far away are these guys? I'm going to... Would that bush provide me a little bit of cover?
Yeah, the bushes have been obscuring enough to do partial.
Alright, I'm going to move up to the bush, and I'm going to hold an action until I see a head pop up.
All right. Which brings us way back to the top of the order here. Ethan, you have made it. You have made it all the way up.
Alrighty. We are going to... How tall are these barricades?
They're 3 foot. They're like half height.
I'm just gonna run up behind one here, peek over, and take a shot at Billy.
All right. He is prone. It is ranged, so it'll be disadvantaged, but it's a good. It's definitely taken Billy by surprise here. He is not expecting someone to be this close already.
Disadvantage, you said?
Yeah.
13.
13 will still do it.
6 damage.
All right. And we got the move, we got the shot. What else can we do?
And any chance I can try and duck back down before you can turn to see me? Try and hide.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can. The hide action. Honestly, at this point, he's definitely gonna know where you are.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, just duck down behind it.
Okay.
Or actually, no. Oh no, we're gonna take a ready action to, if he turns to me, take another shot at him.
All right. That definitely can be your trigger. Anything else on the round?
That's it.
All right. So, how's that evil cackle going? So you're going good, Bishop? You're muted still.
Thank you. No cackle. Just a nice little grin. And, you know what? I'll go ahead and take the opportunity to put that in my bag.
Not throwing it at him?
I don't know. Can I throw it that far?
Yeah, I mean, it's a, what do you throw? Like, you can throw a dagger 20, 60 feet. I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't see
Frisbee.
any reason. Yeah, it's like a frisbee. I mean,
Mm,
you're going to be rolling an attack roll to see how accurately it lands, not how far you can get it. You can easily throw this, I'd say, 40 feet.
Bishop, you go ahead and huck that danger frisbee.
Just do it upside down so it lands on the trigger.
Just give it a hammer
Ooh.
throw.
Ooh, that's actually a good point.
But that'd be pretty terrible if you just threw it back to them.
Well, no, throw it at them and try to have it, like, ping and flip over and explode by landing on the trigger.
Well, if you throw it so it lands, I guess, top down, or wherever the trigger is, it should.
Yeah, so throw it upside down, essentially.
Yes.
You know what? I want to do that. I definitely want to do that.
Okay.
So, where was the last place that I saw Billy at? He was the last one that moved, right?
Yeah. They stood up and then moved and then shot. So he's definitely, like, he's pretty much within this area.
Right. So, I didn't see the ping, by the way, but I have a general sense of where you were saying.
Sorry, I always have my ruler tool on. He's within 1 square of that area.
Okay.
Like, you reasonably know that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to then try to throw it to be right here on the trigger.
Alright, so I will say this. If it's going to be more than 20 feet, it's going to be disadvantage, because that's pretty much the typical disadvantage for ranged weapons. And then it will be some sort of explosive proficiency to see if you can throw it upside down and make it land upside down.
Well, I mean, I am proficient in all explosives.
Okay, so an attack roll at disadvantage, and then let's just call it an attack roll. Both with strength or dex, your choice.
I will do dex. So I'm going to use the cowboy repeater for the roll.
Cool.
That would be a 10.
A 10 is average. Yeah, that's acceptable. You're not trying to put it anywhere super special.
Nope. Just trying to get it right over top in that general area.
All right. Landing it upside down is going to be a little bit harder, but go ahead.
Okay. What do you need me to roll? Just another straight
You can
D20?
do dex or intelligence as a proficient tool check or an attack roll.
Here, I'll just use the mechanics tools. That's intelligence based. It's actually... No, I'll use dex proficiency. So that'll be a d20 plus 4. $21.
Yeah, so that definitely does land. Close enough to the area that you're looking at, and does land upside down. I had a damage type, I just made it up on the spot, of 2d8, so go ahead and give me 2d8 for damage.
2d8. And does that have any modifiers on it as far as damage is concerned?
I didn't for them. If you're proficient, I'll let you add intelligence.
So that would be... Well, yeah, I'm proficient in all explosives. So, intelligence modifier?
Yeah.
Okay. And just confirming, proficiency bonus? Or no?
Not proficiency bonus to damage.
Okay. Right. And I don't know what the DC for this is normally, but add 2 to it. Oof, min damage.
Wow.
Oh man.
That's sad.
Yeah. So you throw the mine, and you throw it pretty darn well, and you actually start with it upside down, and it's upside down the entire time, and it lands, and it sounds like somebody took 10 party poppers and pulled them all at the same time behind that barricade.
Whoever made that needs to be fired.
Bishop's a little disappointed that it wasn't a loud boom.
You can hear it from behind the barricade. Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, well, shit, I guess it's a good thing Prime made that. Any other actions?
No. After that, Bishop's just going to be a little sad. Like, well, shit. He doesn't feel like inspiring anybody this round.
Yeah, I don't blame him. You hear kind of in the background, it's not my fault the mine sucked, as you guys start to see Prime going into a full-blown sprint away. Something's like, that's fine. Wasn't, that important anyways. And he stands up.
He's gonna get shot.
Twice.
Pew pew!
Let's see if he takes
With
him out
advantage.
first. 22 for
Alright.
6.
Yeah.
And 12 for 5.
Is he still standing? 'Cause I have the offhand.
Yeah. So as he stands up, you hit him twice, and he's just staggering. It looks like he's starting to move still, and he's still moving upright.
Do I get my offhand?
So a
Not a full?
readied is only one attack. Even if you
Okay.
have multi-attack or extra attack, it's still only one attack on a readied action.
Okay.
And he is shooting to kind of cover his run. Bishop. 1
Ugh.
and 2.
God damn it, that's another hole to patch up.
And he starts moving upwards. Liam.
That helps if I use the right tool.
I should indicate. Prime is about 80 feet away. Sutton is still here.
Sorry, I'm familiar with this. Can you aim? Is like a bonus action to get advantage or something?
There's no built-in function for that. I do know some of the advanced classes will have that as an option later on down the line.
Alright, I'm just gonna take a shot at Sutton then. Moving on up, moving on down.
Dude, so tell me how this guy ends up dying.
Oh, well, like I've been explaining to 1218, headshots.
Phew.
And his brain explodes.
So he is going to die, however, does not appear that you fixed the dice for.
Oh, no. No, those are correct dice.
For a high caliber autoloader?
Yes,
With
those are
junk
correct dice with junk ammunition.
Oh.
Martial weapons.
So, okay. Wow.
Boom.
Yay, high caliber weapons then.
I used to be military.
Oh yeah.
All right. And Liam, anything else here?
Oh, damn it. helped 1218 again. See, just like that. Headshots, headshots.
I feel like this could be a little John song. Jesus Christ. Headshots, headshots. All right. Billy is going to stand up and he's going to cycle and get ready to shoot at Bishop, who's right in front of him and ready to go. And he goes to shoot, and everybody can hear a click from the gun. Fuck. And he just throws the gun at Bishop.
Bishop grins defiantly at him.
16 hit.
That'll meet.
Take 3 damage from a flying cowboy repeater.
Still grinning defiantly at him.
And he's going to try to start taking off. 1218.
Still in range. 1218 is going to stand up. Aim for the head. Whoops, the second one should be that.
Well, you don't have to shoot the second one, because the first one puts down Billy in his tracks. And he ends up just collapsing down as he's trying to make his great escape via throwing his gun.
Yeah, Billy the Dead.
All right. Prime is a little bit over 80 feet away right now. Starting at the beginning of next round, he'd be 140. Is that... I don't know how you guys want to handle that. Is that something you want to chase?
Bishop will definitely be following up with a few shots.
Ethan can dash twice in one round.
No, we are not going to send damaged goods back to the sender.
Yeah, chase them down if we can.
Last thing we need is for them to know for sure that we're coming.
All right, so Anders, I'm assuming you're... I'm sorry, I should not assume. Anders.
Full dash right at him.
Okay. I'm sorry, I did have to move him off the map. He is 80 feet off the map right now. I have no other way to do that.
Well, still.
So if you imagine that.
I start to run, and I just like... We're going after him, right?
Yeah.
You can't get word back to his friends.
All right.
So 80 feet off the map. It's just right there. That's 45.
So, how far away from me is he right now? Is he within the 150 feet of the stretch range of this revolver?
Yes, he should be.
Because I got an inspiration that I can burn, make that not a disadvantage shot.
You also
Still have that
the D6. Yeah.
This is gonna be a shot, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh damn.
14 if you're using
Well, that's a
inspiration.
good one.
I'm burning the inspiration. I'm using that 14.
So you do strike him. You strike him right in the back, and as he's going down, you see not his shitty pistol that he was shooting at before, but just there's this pistol, and it looks kind of orange. And as he falls down, he's shooting Looks like he's shooting something into the sky, and a giant flare erupts.
Shit.
Okay. Wait, whoa, hold on. I gotta go back a minute. I used dash action. I can't shoot this guy right now. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh. So Prime is still alive.
All right. Yeah, I mean, in that instance, like, yeah, if you got to move up to 30, what's the range on it? Like, if you didn't dash, could you still be in the range?
It's a
No.
100. Yeah, didn't think so.
Because to the edge of the map is 25, plus the 80 would have been 100. Well, actually, no, he still would have been within long range if he didn't dash.
Then it is done.
Then it is done. As a giant flare erupts in the middle, kind of above the middle of the road up ahead. For the time being, I mean, there's no immediate somebody shooting a shitty gun at you, and you guys have managed to live through 30 seconds. Of some people with a giant metal barricade in the middle of the road.
And the sun
Hooray!
is beating down on you guys now. It's starting to feel real hot as that signal flare just kind of fizzles out. And everything's quiet again.
And as combat starts dying down, you see Bishop just kind of waver and then, like, collapse down on his knees as he has blood, like, dripping down his chest and his back. I don't
Oh, shit.
feel so good.
Proficiency in healing kits to something. I'm not even sure how healing kits work.
So healing kit
medicine.
is just a stabilizer.
If he was
That-
dying.
yeah, it's a stabilizer, unless you're like Liam and you have a special feat that gives it
Okay.
extra abilities.
Hey, you had a healing kit and didn't tell me?
So, question. The receiving healing from that feat is only once per short rest, correct?
As far as I remember it, that feels right.
If there's a roll involved,
Might even be.
No, that's the
1280
caregiver.
can help out.
No, my beat's a little different.
The reason I'm asking is because didn't I receive healing from that already?
After,
Oh,
but like,
yeah.
wait,
Yeah.
wasn't that before the whole?
That was during combat,
Yep. So healer feat was used, correct.
so
On
I
Bishop.
cannot benefit from it until a
Nope.
short rest.
Well, we got a barricade here. Now's a good time to rest, perhaps, shortly.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys skip breakfast? Sounds like you guys skipped breakfast.
Yeah, but that
Oh.
was like. But we woke up like, what, 45 minutes ago?
Yep.
I ate a berry. That was brekkie for me.
That flare, going to tell them that there are people here and that they failed what they were doing. They're probably going to send more people. Staying here is a bad idea.
You full of holes is a bad idea as well. Where are we gonna go?
I can still walk. It just hurts like hell.
Well, then let's
Somewhere
walk.
safe.
Well, then let's walk 100 feet that way, and let's rest.
Let's at least scavenge the area. I mean, look at all these bodies. They gotta have something on them.
Yeah, so looking around, just so you guys know, it's more of the same. Sparse bushes that, for some reason, Ethan and everybody else were able to really hide very well behind. But besides this barricade, you guys don't see much else to hide behind. There's buildings if you keep going north. But you imagine that, since that's the direction Prime was running, probably not safer that way. But
Yeah, so Prime was dropship there at the end. It wasn't an express delivery, except to the afterlife.
But it was during the day. He did shoot it directly towards the sun, so, you know, maybe no one saw it.
Yeah, Bishop's still doubtful.
That's a dangerous risk. Take a bit of time. Take what we can. Don't spend more than 20 minutes. Not even 10. Then we're leaving.
So are you guys taking a few minutes? What are you doing? Are you just kind of breathing?
Basically, taking some time looting the bodies.
Mhm.
Recovering any unspent ammunition. Maybe some of the brass that came from for hand loading
Okay.
later on.
Can I get
Bishop would have made a point of saying, make sure to pick up the shells that they expended. It can be reloaded.
Can I get 3 D20s and 2 D100s from whoever would like to roll them?
I'll roll us something.
I'll roll a D100.
I will roll. There were 2 D100s, you said, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
3
I will
D20.
roll the other.
Everybody else, roll a D20. 3, 2, 1. So close to being my number, yet so far. Except I think that was my number that I rolled for the D100 for the character creation.
They have all
I
been
actually like
changed.
the result of that one.
It won't be the same. Don't worry.
I know, but still.
Alright, so would you guys prefer to do looting and, you know, item stuff off stream, or do you want to know now? Because we are, like, what, an hour past? But it's up to you guys.
I think we can do it. I'd say off stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, you guys survived another awesome battle. Very formidable foes, though. They look like they really had their shit together.
And in this one, we actually killed everybody.
Yeah, and oh, is that a tent? What is that thing back there? Oh.
Yeah.
So, we'll deal with what you guys got in Discord throughout the week, and then when we get back, we'll probably start with Bishop trying to maybe duct tape some of the holes in his body and limp over to the tent as you guys explore that and upwards, perhaps.
Or you guys could, you know, just turn around and go back to Withervale and be like, we don't like getting shot.
Yeah, just take a group selfie and then just drop it off in Withervale.
Or we could just turn around and go back to the NCR outpost, see what they got going on.
True. I'm sure Withervale would be way open to trading with the gun runners if you just like abandon your quest a day in.
I just took like 4 bullets,
You did.
one of them dangerously close to his heart.
You're gonna need to dig out
Luckily,
those
it
bullets
exited
and
on the other
reuse
side.
those for ammo.
Waste not, want not, Bishop.
Yeah, I'm saying the one that critted on him definitely passed very close to his heart and exited the other side.
Yeah, and if you guys recall, Brahm was... I mean, do you guys remember what he offered you for going on this mission? Is it worth
Not at
it?
all.
Discounts.
Is it a discount on the trades that come through, you know, your pick of the stuff with discounts, and 100 lovely caps each. And a hearty thank you, sir.
May I have another?
You might get 2 thank yous. And a wink.
Don't make it weird with a wink.
Oh, he would make it weird with a wink. Alright, real quick before we wrap up the stream, we got a kudos that Anders, I know, was picking off. Anybody else? Or Anders, what was that again?
Amazon Prime for Bishop.
Amazon Prime, yes.
And I would like to give a kudos to Liam's constant, like, trying to program AE. Headshot. Headshot. Headshot.
It
Like,
worked.
trying to burn it into
Clearly.
AE's programming. Yeah. And that kind of has a follow-up of AE actually pulling it off.
It's weird. It's almost like Liam and 1218 speak a language that's similar or something.
Shh.
Right. Go ahead. That 50 experience to the sheet. These are... Could you say you're the droidnamic duo?
Also, I get to be R2. He's a cool one.
Yeah, I'll give the droidnamic duo. What did we just call them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are. I'll give you inspiration for the way that you both collectively interacted with little girl. Even though 1218 is probably not your jam, and Liam, you were like, just feed it something.
Oh, forgot. Bishop's mind throwing, even though it was a dud. Still kind
Yeah.
of cool.
It wasn't his fault. It was built by a
Yeah.
Reboot.
That was
Yeah.
Brian's fault.
That was by far and away. I felt so bad when you rolled double ones. I
Oh,
was like,
dude.
this is a great
yeah.
idea. Do that.
It was like, great plan. Execution was lackluster. Thank you, Raiders.
Maybe they have some better stuff on their persons instead of in their minds.
Yeah, well. Bro.
Alright, we're gonna calculate XP unless somebody else has anything else to add.
I do like the fact that Ethan managed to sneak up around behind them and scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, those stealth rolls, though.
They were all so bad until the last one.
I know.
When
And
I-
then it just went so good.
When I described all the bushes to you guys, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you guys are flattening yourselves like little kitty cats.
Well, I mean, we weren't the only ones with that idea.
Yeah.
Yep, they had a 3-foot barricade.
Yeah, but they had 2 raiders in bushes. Come on.
They actually had 3.
Okay, they had 3 raiders in bushes. That's even worse.
About half of the raiders were in bushes.
Sorry, I am-
tactic against them.
Typing up and giving out XP for routing these raiders. Roadblock. Sorry, just literally wanted to get that typed in.
And then add any extra XP that you may have gotten. Alright.
Oh, one major kudos that we're missing. Anders disarming his opponent.
Ah, yes,
Wow.
that
Like,
was.
literally.
Oh yeah. A little fucked up, but it was
I
fitting.
mean, he followed up with his threat of, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take this from you.
He said he'd do it, and what do you know?
Anders has no time to play around, guys. I wanted that baseball bat.
You know, if one of those 2 raiders behind the barricade had a baseball bat, maybe that mine would have turned out differently.
What, they trying to, like, play baseball with the mine
Baseball
and
it
hit the
back
detonator?
and-
Gosh,
I mean-
that would have been awesome. Him
Like
just trying to swing at it and hit the detonator.
That's a fast way to get yourself killed. Trying to baseball bat a fucking mine.
Never said they were all smart. Like, come on.
Yeah, the Raiders. It makes sense.
What, you never played Mind Ball before?
Oh, that would explain why some of your skin is missing in certain places.
Well, there are a lot of explanations for that.
A genuine Sawada.
Alrighty, sirs and ladies. Good job.
Woohoo, we lived.
Yep,
Huzzah!
Bishop just barely.
Nobody fell down this time.
He dragged himself over to the barricade and is just leaning against it.
1218 will stitch his jacket for him.
Awesome.
That's it, though.
I will gladly take the jacket off and hand it to you. It is a light leather duster.
This is fucking important.
Yeah. And while AE is doing that, Bishop's actually going to expend a couple rounds of ammunition. And he's going to cauterize his wound shut.
Oh. Oh, that's hardcore.
Clean it first.
Does anybody have alcohol on them? Because Bishop doesn't.
Can I
Would the-
retroactively
would
spend
the,
a little
like-
gas for some vodka?
Would like the medicine kit have something that could,
Oh.
Clean a
Yeah,
wound? Like you would imagine that would be a thing. And, like
Yeah.
be like tweezers to pull the bullets out. But and are we taking a long rest? Not a long rest, a short rest, or were we just
yes,
chilling
the kit
crap?
would have something for that.
Okay.
Yes.
Then yeah, definitely would have extracted the lead.
I have the first aid kit.
Used some of the disinfectant items, whatever that may be, from the
I'd use a hit die if I were you. Maybe get an extra D6.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are resting within 100 feet of here, you guys can take the benefits of the short rest. If you don't plan to, then I would say hold off.
Yeah, I think a good chunk of us have some damage.
Yeah, just throw the bodies on the other side of the barricade. They won't see them before.
Of course.
You heard their
I mean,
voices.
my
the
vote
blood
is for a
already.
short rest.
Okay.
Yep, if we're
Yep.
looting the bodies, moving them, then moving 100 feet off. We could actually take the tent and set it up 100 feet off. Make them think that the other guys were idiots.
Do you really need to go to that effort, though? I mean,
It's a lot of effort.
Eh,
to prove something that they probably already
new.
I mean, yeah.
Alright. So yeah, if we're taking the benefits of the short rest, go ahead and burn my hit die now.
You live another afternoon.
Roll another
Right.
D6.
Let's
Boom.
see. That
Ow.
is 13. Hey, 13 gets me up to max.
Do we all get the D6, or is that just
I do believe that's everybody.
Everybody. For spending a hit die.
It's like the Bard Song of Rest.
It's exactly what I need. Max.
Alright. Well, that's everything. I need to jet.
Same here. Well, thanks, guys. I'll post the loot in Discord over the week. Probably tomorrow.
Give me the loot.
Loots. Alright, have a good evening. And see you
Good
next
night.
week. Good night.
Yeah, see you all next week.